Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your mayor.
I chase dreams, I chase money. It's so funny, nothing you can take from me. I chase dreams, I chase money. I go dummy, everybody hate to love me. Why? I chase dreams, I chase money. It's so funny, nothing you can take from me. One deep, like sweet, like honey. I go dummy, everybody hate to love me.
Deep, 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 deep.
Rolling up, I'm feeling fly, yeah, I'm so damn fresh. Got that platinum grill, bringing in the chest. Diamonds in my mouth, shining when I speak. That umbrella guy, flossing, speaking geek. Ice on my teeth, I'm dripping so hard. Platinum grills, I'm the king of the boulevard. Throwing money in the club, making haters mad. I'm the baddest in the game, no one gets a pass. Ooh yeah. Crushing all these lines, yeah, I feel fly. Rolling on the dubs, that umbrella guy. Iced out cold on the boulevard. You ain't a comic gangster, don't be playing hard. Ice on my teeth, I'm flying so high. Dropping the bass, that umbrella guy. One grill to rule them all, one grill to bind them. Baby, I'm so iced out, gonna blind them. Rolling in town, I'm an army of one. Doing verbal walk-bys, blazing like the sun. Riding in my whip, crushing false accusers. Dropping off the bass on the real abusers. Yeah. Living life fast, no time for the slow. Justice on my mind, stacking up on that flow. Life in the fast lane, no time to blink. Ice on my teeth, watch it when I speak. Chillin' on my rhymes, never missing a beat. Ice on my teeth, yeah, I'm living that sweet. That umbrella guy, bringing the platinum heat. Crushing every hater, no time for defeat. Ooh yeah.
Oh yeah, indeed. What's up, folks? Welcome to a Thursday edition of What a Dummy's Doing Today, featuring one crazy lady that really loves to file bullshit.
I can't coming at you live here from the studio where the craziness reigns, but I have solved my problem with the touching of the wrong buttons. I have solved the problem. I have tweeted it out, and I tagged you in it, Tug. You might want to bring it up. I have
Oh,
solved my button problem.
you have like one of your kids standing by with a spray bottle or something? Like you do, like kind of trying to like paper break a puppy or something.
It was actually
Smack you on the nose.
chat. The chat was like, "You need a plastic thing over the end stream button." And
Oh
I was
yeah,
like,
no.
yeah, I put a sticky
Check
note.
this out.
I put a sticky note on it. It says no.
Look at that. No. Oh, by the way, folks, I do want to mention this. So I was going to pull up the super chats from that night, and there is something up with YouTube, and won't let me pull up the last 2 weeks.
Oh,
They're
no.
doing some kind of maintenance. So, I can't. If they do pop up, I will go back and read them for you folks, just because. Of course, you paid for them, so I will. But they've got to pop up first. So apologies with that. I mean, it is what it is. Yes, our last stream. If you haven't been on the channel since then, or you weren't there yesterday for our stream, yes, somebody hit the button on the way out. I wonder who that could be.
I won't be doing that again. I'm keeping my hands far away from the buttons. Someone's
Oh my God.
wearing boxing gloves. That's also a good idea.
Boxing gloves. That'd be real funny if you try to bring something up on the screen. Here we go.
Oven mitts taped to my hands. So
God, that's hilarious. Hey, tonight, folks, you want to see what's going to come today. This is going to be good. Oh, man. Lipsy's been just off the rocker in the last few days. She posts this thing about Shizzy Wiznut. Now, I'm not going to give away our thing in for a few minutes. I'm going to let everybody build in. But I do want to note, she's been posting about Shizzy and, how scary and terrible he is, how he's threatening her family and more. Then she goes out and buys shizzywiznut.com. So she opens a website to taunt him and do a redirect to her website.
wow.
Now, she really sounds like she's terrified, doesn't she?
Not so much. No, she doesn't sound terrified at all. Actually, she sounds like an instigator to me.
Yeah. I mean, she's out there. She's talking shit to him, telling him, basically, I'm going to dox you. And not only that, I called the police on you. And what's really funny about it, she's talking about mental health too. Oh, by the way, Ray did a stream. Have you seen Ray's new stream yet?
Which one? Was it the one I sent you screenshots of where I was like,
the one where he's talking about all the mental health thing,
Well,
Forget
it was,
people, mental health.
right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that it's basically an excuse for every fucking terrible thing you could ever do. And
Yeah.
everyone
These people,
for
when
a
they do
pass.
horrible things, they can do whatever. You just got to excuse them because they're mentally ill. So it's an admission of fucking mental illness, first of all, that we're dealing with crazy people. But don't worry, guys. You can forgive everything when somebody treats you like garbage because they're mentally ill. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't buy that. I don't buy that theory. And no, I will not be treating her with kid gloves because she may have some sort of
He's
mental
telling us she's fucking mentally ill, though. They even recognize that she's off her fucking rocker.
They do, and they think that everyone should just ignore it. Everyone should just give her some space. Just let her abuse people. Let her abuse you all. Just be abused because she's mentally ill. And so that explains.
I'm telling you, lady,
So thank you.
I really hope you plan on playing, and you really hope you plan on suing, because you started deleting. First of all, you're in the middle of a lawsuit and you actively delete things all the time, like your taunts where you're like, roast me, please. Let me put out these videos, all of them together, that are asking for that. Yeah. Unfortunately, all of that, it got caught and screen grabbed. The people that you are freaking suing, you are out. I mean, all we have to do is show some of these screenshots. It's nuts. There is not a judge on the planet that would look at that stuff and be like, this lady, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's really being abused. Yeah. Yeah. No, she's not. She's doing the abusing. She's abusing people with the legal system, and we're going to bring it to a swift end. Don't worry. It's going to be stopped. She isn't going to get away with it anymore. It's really disgusting what she thinks she can get away with, and what she has gotten away with so far in her life.
A lot of it in her life, yeah.
Oh yeah, she's gotten away with so much of it, and she's terrorized everyone who knows her. You know, it's funny, Leslie. You should start thinking that when everyone on both sides of your family is no contact with you, it might be you.
Yeah.
Think about it, Leslie. It might be. It's not that everyone around you is a raging idiot and a raging abuser. Maybe it's you, because no one around you in your life can be near you.
No, it's normal to sue. It's normal to sue your entire family.
Right, your parents,
oh my God,
your in-laws. It's really normal to make weird videos about your mother-in-law for a year, basically a solid year, just attacking your mother-in-law.
I can't believe that's the most bizarre thing I have seen. You know, these people shield her openly too. I mean, I was looking through community posts, screenshotting all that garbage where they pushed her, especially where they pushed Bully EXE. You know, because that's the best proof that Hales could have of conspiracy. People like her, you know, because the stuff she did, the way that they pushed her behind the scenes, and knowing who she was. You know, they admit now that, oh yeah, of course we knew who she was. What a bunch of morons.
Yeah, it's amazing how they don't seem to care. And I think it's because all of these people have gotten away with this for a very long time, doing this to people, being bullies for hire, and they seem to get away with it. They seem to think that they can do whatever they want and get away with it because their activities are so low level that law enforcement, while law enforcement might look at it and go, yeah, this is technically not legal, they also are too lazy and have other things to do besides go after these clowns.
Yeah.
But one day it's going to catch up with them.
Should we show people this wonderful thing that she did where she really, really, really screwed up?
Oh, yeah, Leslie, you screwed up big time.
Oh, my God. This is so amazing. All right, give me a second. I'm setting this up now. You know, because I need to show it.
The best part about this is that it tanks her lawsuit completely because it shows that nobody...
Yeah.
All right,
I know. I want to say it too. Are you folks ready for something amazing? Are you ready? Would you like to see something cool, something crisp?
Now, remember, this is a genius we're dealing with. A genius.
And I'm going to have to show it to you in two parts, okay? Because when I'm showing it on the desktop, I'm going to show you why people are missing this, all right? And then I'm going to show you a recording of what it looks like off a phone, okay? Because, you'll see, all right? So, the other day, during the taunting of Shizzy Wiznut, she decided to post this. She decided that she would post press releases, right? Now, she likes to post these things all the time. You know, she likes to brag, to hear herself, blah, 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 whatever, you know, but she's posting about Shizzy. Now, here's the thing. If you look at it through desktop, which most people, you know, you do, or you don't blow up pictures, right? You'll notice here, you can't blow this up, right? You know, you can't click into these pictures. Like there's nothing. You can hear me clicking away. There's no way to blow this up. On your phone, there is. And she's screwed up huge with this right here. Now, again, she'll probably take this down, but I've already recorded.
But we already have it.
Yes.
And you can quit deleting things because we have it all.
Well, not just that. You're in the middle of a lawsuit, Leslie. You already sued people. So you are actively pulling down proof.
I even have stuff that she thought she deleted years ago.
Now, check this
out. She doesn't know what I have yet, but I have stuff.
This is the same thing. Let me make sure it's on the screen. All right. So this is the same image. You can see it right here. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm blowing it up. So, God, I hate all the buttons on this stupid thing. There we go.
Careful with the buttons. Careful.
Not that button. All right. Now I'm going to play this. Again, this is a recording from a phone. You're going to see it differently because I'll be able to expand. And I want it all to be here just so you can see it. And then I'm going to freeze on something for you. Okay. So you can see, again, you can see it like shaping through, right? Yeah. See all the stuff. Now, when you click in, though, bam, look at that image. Now, you folks tell me, what's different about this image here? When I click into it, what do you see on this that you might be like,
Anybody see it?
Let me see if the chat gets it. Let's see. I'm watching for the chat.
I've been telling you this from day one.
I mean, this is an epic screw up in that.
This makes me trust my gut more than ever because I knew this was the case without even knowing.
You see it on the bottom. Now, some people don't.
Sarcasm sees it. She sees it.
Well, you hear right here at the bottom. If you look, you'll notice a sign in. If you've ever used 2 accounts on your phone, you own a couple accounts there, while you're playing around and you're posting, you'll get a sign in. It'll ask you to sign in to an account. Notice what address it's asking to sign into at the bottom here on her screenshot. Please sign into Michael at their law firm. You mean the husband?
This is why I sent him an email at his bar address because I was sure that email that I got allegedly from him wasn't from him. And look, I was right.
Let me pull this up as
she's logging in as him and sending emails and lawsuits and everything else under his name.
Here is a screenshot of that. Now I'm going to show. The reason I pulled it up as a video is because I'm showing you that it doesn't matter. We've got proof. We have definitely got it. It's already archived, but for things like that, I make sure that I do a little bit more.
There we go. Now it's blown up a little more so you guys can see it.
So I'm going to zoom for you. Now there at the bottom, you'll notice, please sign in as. It doesn't have the whole thing because it cuts it off. That's why I don't redact it there. But yeah. So she's told us that she is practicing under his law license. She's using his license. She's talked about clients under it. She's posting shit with access to his email on it.
My God.
Oh, and as a cherry, this is a random one too. And well, if the person wants credit again, they deserve. If the person wants credit for this find, by the way, they need to take their bow for sure. I don't know if they do want it, but they definitely deserve it if they want it for sure. Another thing that I don't understand. So the other night on 2L, I kind of sent a screenshot, right? And it definitely is off of their program too. But somebody asked me an interesting question. They were like, I wonder when pulling up these cases here, these active cases, right? Or when they're pulling up any case at all, when they have names on them, like, do you think that any client that might be attached to this guy or that have been attached to her in the past, do you think they're going to feel really good about all of this wonderful stuff that's up here?
I don't know how you could. And what's this new case? What are these 2 new cases?
Well, no, that's kind of fascinating that I'm not really sure. But why are they here? Why when they're talking about, because they want to be talking about this right here. Yeah. They want to be talking about number 3. They want to be talking about Mr. Hales here. Why are they bringing up all these other cases that are attached? Actually, what's really fun, too, is if you read some of these cases in the middle, woo, baby, too. You know, the case that she brought, for example, against the legal service. Oh, man. You mean the legal service that called 911 because, well, let's just say kids so far? That one? I'm glad you brought that up because we will be covering it, too. That's right. You know what's real fun about this, too? She actually... Oh my God, she if you haven't been keeping up with her new filings, oh my God, today's filing is so funny. You know, oh my gosh, give me a second here. I have to pull it up. So she put in a brand new filing that was whining, of course, about Jeremy Hales. Now, the fun thing about the Jeremy Hales filing here is what exactly it notes. Now, for the case of being on here, since she's a false flagging piece of garbage, of course, I have well, actually, I was Senate redacted because the person they made it screen grabbed like this. So, props. Max Lab out there actually screen prepared it. So it's like, hell yeah, man. Yeah, no flagging in there. But this is a post from What the Hales. It notes, read this with it. It's amazing. Actually, can you read that?
Wait,
right here?
Yeah, who did the redactions here?
This would be Max Lab, actually, I believe.
They're cracking me up. That's like CIA level redaction.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay. So it says, this woman who wrote the attached public document is harassing us daily and has filed a frivolous lawsuit against us. With public records like this, so much more will be exposed in the lawsuit.
So in this, okay, so last night when we were talking about all the insanity, you know, all the claims that she has made and more. Yeah, last night she decided, well, since people are talking about it, Hale's decided, he's going to take a screenshot and show you what kind of person you're dealing with there. Well, she decided, hey, you know what would be really smart here? I'm going to take a screenshot of a post that is noting that they are being harassed daily, and she files frivolous lawsuits. And she decided, hey, you know what would be a real good idea? I'm going to file that and put it in front of the judge.
So Shizzy says that she did it. She did the redaction. This is what
did she? I thought that was Max Lab.
No, she put this into court and she scribbled out her own.
You can't do that, lady, then. If you did that, I thought it was Max Lab. I was like, thanks, Max Lab. That was very helpful.
No, that's how she filed it in court.
Yeah, she responded. She actually put all of it here, too. It notes at the bottom as well. It notes she is being countersued and will be accountable to the fullest extent of the law. And there it says, let this be another lesson to those that want to use us and abuse our name for their own profit and fame. You will be in court. So she decided the smart thing to do would be that. And you know what, lady? You don't get to redact this shit, by the way. If you did that, oh no, this will be something I will put in filings. I will put every fucking thing about you in filings. Because she went out of her way today. She did a minute and 30 plus seconds talking about Shizzy Wiznut. And essentially, she gets to dox him because court. I mean, she's so coy about it, so smarmy, you know. And I called the police to let them know about your mental state. Are you kidding me, lady? Baker Act say what?
Well, I'm sure the police.
Oh, wait, too soon on that one? Too soon for that
one? No, I think it's perfect timing. I'm sure the police were really happy to get that call.
Yeah.
There's people on the internet reading documents I filed in court. Oh, my.
Not just that. There's a man named Shizzy Wiznut. He's after me. I'll give you his name later. If you do fill his name in, he can actually later on go to the police and really talk about it. See, being anonymous has its downsides. Like when crazy people are trying to stalk you and cause you all kinds of misery, the issue there is you can't you can't really go to the police and ask for help because you can't put your name in a filing. Afterwards, well, you certainly can. And, you're making filings right now that she knows currently he can't exactly respond to the police.
That was
and
the
be
only
like,
thing. That was the only thing stopping me from reporting what they were doing.
"Mhm,
I'm not stopped anymore because they already doxed me. So yeah, good work. You were
exactly. You
the
talk about
only
motivation.
thing. The only thing you did was make it possible for me to now report your activities to the authorities. That's all. Great, good work, guys.
I talked to different people about doxing. I talked to you about it too. Now, on the other side, like I tell people, it sucks in the moment, but they can only do it one time to you.
They don't think it through, though. They don't really think it through. Like, if they did think it through, they would know that a person who didn't want their address out there also wouldn't be going to law enforcement because of FOIA, right?
Mhm.
But they don't think it through.
I wonder how many of these people actually believe the thing that Lips tells them about her being protected under the AMA.
ADA. I don't know if she doesn't understand.
Did I say against medical advice for some reason?
No, I don't know if they don't understand that ADA is for like businesses, for the workplace.
She probably is AMA with the fucking ideas she puts up here.
Oh yeah, everything she does is AMA.
I was talking to somebody today, and they were talking about some clients they had going AMA, and I've got AMA stuck in the brain right now. But yeah, I mean, she thinks that she's protected because somehow the Americans with Disability Act it allows you to go out and do whatever the fuck you want to do, and then on the other side of it you can be like, you can't talk about me because I'm disabled. Well, it doesn't work that way, lady. Like I've said, I've got a disability. You see it every now and then. Every now and then, somebody will comment, like if I've had a driving video where you see inside my car, you can see a placard, because a problem I had one time. That means that you can't talk about me. No, that doesn't mean that at all. That's not how that works. But I wonder how many of them think when she's screaming that actually matters.
I don't know. I don't know, but if they do think that it matters, there's something wrong with them.
Well, she also posted, so she's removed some of these. But here's another thing. If we really want to get into some of the problems she's caused her case as well. We talked about the roast, right? How she asked people, roast me. Well, on top of that, she's posted, remember, these things... The one when she puts me up, it looks like actually she's put up a murdered me. Did you look at that picture?
No. What do you mean murdered you?
Right? Oh my God! Here, I'm going to send this to you. I'm going to send it to you on the text. Okay, just give me a second. Stupid thing. I have to scroll backwards. All right. Look at it. Should be coming through. Look at that.
Wait, where are you sending it?
I sent it to your
oh, my phone. Okay, hold on. Oh my God. When did she do this?
She put all these together. I'm like, well, I would pull the one with me up on it, but I'm afraid it violates terms of service.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But she pulls these up too. Okay, now if you look at these
that's really sick. There's something really wrong with her.
Mm-hmm. She put these up, and it says, she's tagging in all the people she's suing. She's tagging us all in. She's tagging in. She's put in. Here's J-Hip. Here's Jeremy. Uh-huh. She put myself in there too, and it was part of her. Come after me. Like, hey, I'm hungry for good content. Roast me. She's taunting the people that she's suing, telling you to roast her. and she
You know,
thinks that she
if
can
I
go.
didn't know better, I wouldn't think that this person was a victim at all.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, isn't it? I don't think a court will see her as one either.
Yeah.
I, in fact, might be willing to bank on the fact that they're going to look at this and be like, what the what now? There was also a really interesting video that, so she and Paint Chips and Darth Touch all got together and they were talking about her awful freaking lawsuit, right? And in it, interestingly,
and they were trying to pretend that it was a decent lawsuit. It was painful to watch.
It was actually pretty damn painful to try to listen to them excuse some of it because they would they'd get to a point and they'd be like, that's not good, and then they'd be like, well, maybe actually. They were having so many problems.
All of it was like, you can call someone an idiot. That's not defamation. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. No shit.
But in there. So the alleged statement about the pregnancy thing, yeah, he goes on this thing, and again, I'm paraphrasing here, but he goes on this thing about, hey, we've known each other for 2021. We've never been in the same room, right? So I'm going to deny that, even though it could be true. He says that. He makes that statement. So, and she goes, it's recorded, by the way. Yeah. We'll play it the next time we have a Rumble. But they are saying things like that. At best, you can say, well, they're joking, whatever. But so it's a joke now? You do understand humor?
So now she gets the joke.
But they've never shown any proof that somebody ever posted that legitimately. Right. It's not in the lawsuit at all.
She doesn't. She never quotes anybody. Like, she didn't quote me saying allegedly. She says that I'm accusing her of fabricating a document. Funny how she never put a quote in, because I never said that. That's why. And she was complaining on our live stream. Oh, play the whole thing. Play the whole thing. That's not what you said. I'm like, what? Then why didn't you quote it? What is the thing you think I said?
You said that I could have done it. I did it in Adobe.
Yeah, that's not what I said.
That's not at all.
It would be very easy to change this in Adobe. That's what I said. And that is true. That's a true factual statement. That's what Laura Owens did to her medical records. Mm-hmm. She used Adobe and changed numbers using Adobe. I didn't say you used it. I said it would be easy to do.
I said I wouldn't trust your ass. That's for sure. No. I wouldn't trust you.
Not trusting
what the
any
fuck would I do that? No, I wouldn't trust you specifically, lady.
Nope. Don't trust you to give me any evidence whatsoever. Nope. Nothing that comes from Leslie will be something I would trust. I would have to double check and verify everything coming from a person like that.
You know what I found really interesting? So the statement that she made about Shizzy, she put in a filing about him too, which I'm going to pull up. What I found weird is I went back and I procured Shizzy's letters. I wanted to see them. I wanted to see exactly what was there. And I noticed something. He doesn't say who he's talking about in that letter. She identifies herself as the party that is being discussed. She says that somehow, in some way, and I'm going to look at his letter because we're gonna actually look at it, since she says in court that he threatened her family with it. She titled, let's see, I'm not pulling this first page up here for a reason, and it's because I didn't redact the front of it. I wasn't thinking at the beginning, and it has a e-portal sentence. She keeps adding people's email addresses to the front of it, even though she herself noted that people had removed themselves. So she apparently
she keeps adding me, and I keep removing myself. Like, Leslie, I don't want to be on your court filing, e-filing system thing. I don't consent to you signing me up for anything. Stop it.
That's harassment, lady. That would also put that in any type of filing too, right away. This lady has gone out of her way to harass, and
Yeah, if you
Oh,
want to sue me, you have to hire the sheriff to come out and serve me.
yeah.
You have to pay that money to get that done. I'm not going to let you I'm not going to let you do it easy. No way. I'm not accepting email service from you.
Well, why
No.
would you?
Oh,
I
by
mean,
the
come
way,
on.
we have some weather coming in here. So if I disappear, yeah, I lost
You blew
power.
away. I'm in Kansas anymore. No, I'm not.
Well, I just noticed that the trees outside my window are bending very scarily, looking towards the one way, one direction. They're like moving really violently. And I don't think my Wi-Fi is gonna hold up through
My
this, but
God,
we'll
could
see.
you imagine the Oz that would be based on everything that's going on? Because the Oz is supposed to be your mental state at the moment. I mean,
Can you imagine? That
oh
would
God,
be. Oh, I
yeah,
want to
you'll be sitting there though, and it'll be like follow you on Bricky Road.
instead of the great and powerful Oz, it's a great and powerful set of lips.
Oh my God.
There's fields of flowers, but they're not flowers. They're all singing lips. There's
Oh my God, that would be so amazing.
little
But she has
munchkins that
put
all look like Dickie Lickman. Oh no!
Oh my no! Oh God, help me!
Little 400-pounders, like.
And then there'll be a guy that pops up anytime you're like,
And they sound like this.
you'll hear the Yellow Brick Road song, and then there'll be somebody pop up and be like, actually, that's not yellow. That's patchouli or some shit. I don't know.
Follow Dickie Lickman.
Follow my cholesterol. My God, by the way, somebody sent me a Stupid Dave short. They were like, hey, check this out. And I don't know why they sent it. I thought, okay, it's a short. It's like, like 30 seconds or so. So no problem. I noticed during that, though, this strange thing. People should do a blink count. Because it is the weirdest thing. 2 blinks in like 25 seconds. I mean, it's wild. It's like,
That is odd.
It's like, does he have
I don't trust people who don't blink.
Oh man, the lizard people, they're making videos. Oh geez. So anyway, this thing here, I'm gonna roll this down here. There's a point that it's plaintiff's notice of video threat to plaintiff threatening harm on her and her children if she obtains his legal name. And it notes at the beginning, this is on the front page, and then we'll look at what's in here. But it says, please take notice the defendant John Doe, Shizzy Wisnut statements he published directed at plaintiff on or around June 17th, threatening to harm plaintiff, her family, and her children if she obtains his legal name. Let's see that.
She make up stories.
I mean, she's just making bullshit up,
Yep, makes it up. Just makes it up and puts it in court filings. That's what she does. She just completely makes shit up. Shizzy never threatened anybody's families. That's ridiculous. And we can prove it because we have the letter she claims was threatening her.
Let's see. Here's the other one. Give me a minute. Damn it.
Chat, there's nothing to tell. There's nothing to tell about my email with Michael. I sent him an email at his address that's listed on the bar website, but he never responded.
Yeah, he never responded.
I sent an email basically just saying, listen, I got this email purporting to be from you from this address, and I had doubts if it is from you. So could you confirm?
Why was there no answer, by the way? That's very strange that
I don't know.
You didn't get an answer. I mean, if that's supposed to be the legitimate, why is he not responding?
Why didn't he answer? I don't know.
I mean, why are you getting responses from other email?
It's weird.
Yeah, it was very strange.
And the other email did not confirm with me either. The other email wasn't like, I got your email at this other account and yes, it is me or whatever. They never addressed it. Whoever it is writing on that email never addressed it, almost as if they never got it.
Yeah, it was really weird. I want to show one other thing first before we do that, okay? So she was talking about her divorce records, right? She was saying that showing divorce records is now it's wrong. Okay, now it's wrong. Okay, well, interestingly, I did this weird thing. Remember when I decided I would go in and I would archive all the website stuff? You remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, well, there's a strange thing in her website that was there and she was okay with, damn well okay with. It was Jeremy House divorce records. Now, I will not, of course, pull those up here, but I do want to show that this is was until she decided to pull it down. You can see she had everything from the Miltoast records. By the way, I wanted to pull this up here first because I want to remind people too that she noted, first of all, opinions and value judgments are protected. Remember, opinions, even harsh or negative ones, are not defamation. You know, this is what my lawyer said. Oh my God, my lawyer indeed. Oh Lord, could you imagine if this was your lawyer? Oh God.
No, I cannot. The trees have stopped moving entirely. Now they're perfectly still. Something is really weird going on here. Do we have, is this a tornado coming?
The hurricane. Stop, drop, and roll.
Bro, I gotta
That'd be
find out.
amazing. That'd be amazing if you did that. Oh no.
I gotta find it. Something is not right. Like, how did the trees go from bending in half to not moving at all? It's very weird. Okay, sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Stop, drop, and roll. You'll be okay. That protects you from anything. Anything that goes wrong, you just stop, drop, and roll. That's also what you do if you're assaulted or anything else. You know, if someone tries to mug you, you just stop, drop, and roll. I mean, think about that. If you just started screaming, you know, I don't know you, and you started stopping, dropping, and rolling.
And just rolling away. Just roll away. I think that would work.
Yeah, I mean, they would probably think you're so crazy that they don't want to steal your purse anymore.
I always thought that like vomiting would be a good response. Like,
oh God, yeah, that would actually work. That would work.
Nobody wants to be around anybody who's vomiting. So if you can make yourself throw up in the middle of like a mugging, like you just vomit like right on the
Brundle Fly from the movie, you know, the fly. Like, oh God. I'm having fly flashbacks. Help me. Gross. Yeah, that would work. Be me though. I'd be like, just wait a minute. It's gonna take me a few minutes to do this, right? So you just stand there and you wait. Gross.
Well, those of you in the chat who are asking me if I heard from the police at all, no, the police have not contacted me. They're wondering.
Oh yeah,
Leslie's
the police are not going to do shit, lady. You're crazy. You are crazy. You know. He called me crazy on a video. I'm reporting him. You're crazy.
Anybody who watches your videos can see it. Sorry. This is not a me problem. This is a you problem.
Meds problem.
It's a meds.
It was like, oh, they were trying to talk about off your meds. Even Dark Touch was like, off your meds. That isn't really. And then you have Paint
like,
Chips is
colloquialism.
Like,
yeah,
Paint Chips is like, oh, well, actually, I'm going to hurt your ability to make money. I'm like, this guy is in the middle of a lawsuit for being a harasser for hire. Maybe he should shut the fuck up and sit down, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my
maybe,
God.
but he's not going to. His new legal strategy is to file a motion for airstrikes on Jeremy's home.
Yeah, he said he was going to do that. Yeah.
For real. Here's the thing about him. He has no respect for the judicial system, and he hates all judges, and he hates everything to do with the law because he lost his law license. And I don't know if he thinks that if he's just determined to troll the judicial system for the rest of his life, but I don't think that's going to work out for him so well. At some point, some judge is going to get real sick of it.
They're going to get pissed and they're going to be like, fuck this.
Yeah, well, and judges have a right to throw you in jail if they feel threatened at all. And the things he says about judges, oh my God. He was talking the other day about how judges, have armed guards. They need armed guards because people are so unhappy with what they have done. And he basically likened Jeremy to a judge. And he was like, he doesn't have armed guards. So, what's going to happen is going to happen. I mean, those types of statements How
But
does
here's the problem though, and excuse my words, folks, when I say this, but Fatso is bitch made. That's what the kids call it. You know, he's not going to do anything. You know why? Because everyone else had to put in the work when he was a little wankster. There were people that put in the work for him. He just sat around and he helped. He he helped direct a scam, sure. But any time of threats, intimidation, you notice he wasn't there.
he wasn't there? Yeah. He had somebody else do it.
Yeah, they got to put in the work. So I'm not worried about him. He's just a pretender, man. Again, I have never heard of a mobster that does a video talking about how they were, I'm going to say, violated in the shower.
Yeah, you know, mobsters don't get violated in prison.
They don't. You
They
know,
don't. That
I
would
wanna
be a
make this clear.
big mistake.
I am not mocking. You know, it's a terrible thing that happens to people. I'm not mocking people that happens to, but I am mocking him because he is a piece of garbage.
Because he wants everybody to believe he's some big dangerous mobster. Like, yeah, well, if you were, then they would have left you alone in prison. Nobody would have made you their bitch.
That's just so weird, man. But the other part too, before I forget about this, is, well, remember about talking about documents. You can. She says, oh, you know, you can talk about those public proceedings. Oh, that material, you can go over it. Reporting and commenting on it, that's protected speech. So her throwing a fit, that thing that she filed where Jeremy is actually saying this lady's a harasser and more, that was part of her public records. Fun times. So anyway, let's get back to that other part there. Now, off of her website, now the reason I mentioned archives is because she ghosted this. And it's amazing considering, again, she is suing Jeremy Hales, and yet she put together this thing with false information. There is actually false information in here. Why? How can I say that? Well, her background check. Like I said, I still haven't done this because I've been lazy, but I need to get past that lazy, because ultimately one of the things that she did is she put out almost 50 pages of quote unquote background with some people I'm sure are connected to Jeremy Hales. You know, you're talking about some of the people that have lived at properties or whatever, but there's all these other names that aren't connected. And then just for jollies, you know, these sites, what they do is they pull up random criminal backgrounds, some people that have horrible things attached to them. And they try to attach them to, you know, they're saying, well, these people could be attached. She doesn't redact anyone's name, anyone's address. So all these people that aren't connected to Jeremy Hales, all these people that aren't connected to that certain type of offender, their names are on that document that was right here. The document that I did procure before this went down. And I damn well am thinking about calling everybody on that list and being like, hey, you know, this person right here, they did all of this stuff to you, not public figure, saying that you're attached. Would you like to sue? I mean, because, you know,
I mean, it's terrible.
Yeah, what kind of businesses has she damaged? What kind of what has she done to people? People could be there and be like, man, my business is damaged and I don't know why. Well, maybe now you do. Maybe you do. But another part in here, as you go down through this, you'll notice this section about divorce records, right? This is in the archive. Now, excuse me, it does have names on there. It's not redacted on there. But
no, notice she didn't redact anything.
She doesn't redact anything. She redacts nothing.
Not minors' names,
nothing.
Not medical records. No, she just goes ahead and publishes them.
Okay, so
remember that thing that she said she was going to the police about me about? The thing I didn't do? That's the thing she does.
Yeah. She went out though. Her records apparently are somehow sacrosanct, and nobody can talk about what she's done before. Her accusations against people that either are true and horrific or she lies. And I do find it disturbing, though, that she's also telling me, I got thinking about this. All those accusations she made about that person, and she, okay, either she's faking and being that person, or she sent this person that she's accused of all these horrific things right into our lives.
Yep.
As part of her harassment plan. That would be pretty messed up. Now, again, I'm not a listening believer either. Michael, I'm not a listening believer. I do want to make this clear, though. I don't just listen. And in fact, some of the stuff I read there sounds like, hey, they were recording me while some stuff was going on. Yeah, that sounds like she was doing something crazy off the wall, and you were recording it for posterity, and she was calling that abuse. She sued her family, everyone else. At some point, with all the lawsuits and stuff, I have a real problem believing someone. Now, I'm not saying it couldn't be true. I just will not believe a person like that. I will not take anyone's word for it, but I especially would not take that person's word for anything. So here's the parts of the letter. Now, I've got the whole letter, but this is what she puts into her filing. All right. So this is the part of the open letter. It says, this is what she clipped. She says, is threatening her and her kids, her family. An open letter to those who lit the fuse. This was the moment you should have turned back. You made your decision. You escalated, not with truth, not with accountability, but with desperation disguised as strategy. With arrogance mistaken for power, with the type of reckless obsession that drives people to pry open doors that were never meant to touch. You reached past the words, past the arguments, past the veil, and you made it personal. Let's make something clear. This was never about you two. It was never just commentary. It stopped being content the moment you turned your obsession into a crusade. You weaponized fear. You leaned into intimidation. You whispered threats while pretending to uphold justice. You thought you could silence, smear, and scare your way to victory. By the way, this sounds very good for Shizzy so far. This is in a court document, and she's suing this guy. Okay. Like I said, that sounds very good for him so far, right?
And the weird part is her name's not on it. So
yeah, there's nobody's name on this.
Is she admitting that she's the one doing these things?
Are you a harasser? Are you saying that this is you? That's what I love about it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it all sounds
what
good.
The hell?
But all you did was awaken something far worse. You underestimate what happens when you push someone too far, someone who isn't afraid of being exposed because they have nothing to hide, and who isn't bound by your need for approval or fame or control. You wanted to see behind the curtain. You wanted a name. What you didn't realize is you never wanted to know who I really am. Because what you'll find isn't a victim. It isn't a ghost. It isn't someone operating in fear. What's waiting behind the name you're clawing to reveal is pressure tested and flinching. Not because I'm dangerous. See, notice that right there. Right off the bat, he said, not because I'm dangerous. So that's telling you right off the bat, it's not a threat.
Not a threat, yeah.
No, because I don't break and I don't forget. Yeah, I agree with that too. I don't forget either. I have a very long memory, and I do not believe in turning the other cheek. Not for people like this. So you assume that unveiling my identity will give you leverage. Let me make it painfully clear. It will be the last mistake you make. You've opened doors you don't understand. You stir embers you didn't know were still burning. And now you put things in motion that can't be undone. Not by apology, not by... Is that supposed to be? Oh, not by even silence. She just put the word. She didn't put the... You notice she clipped this and didn't put a screenshot? It just ends?
Huh. Well, wait. Not by apology, not by retreat. Yeah. That's where it goes.
Yeah, okay. She's I know, but there's no screenshot
what
here.
Did she do? Oh,
like it's all, because he has the icon here. She doesn't. She takes it away from. Man, I need to. I need to feed this to AI, both of the filings, and see if they match up word by word. If anything's actually been misconstrued at all. Because I am very curious. I'm going to keep reading this, but I have the document itself, and I want to know when we're not dealing with screenshots with some of this, it looks like she's recorded it a different. I just don't trust it. All right. So anyway,
Somebody in the chat had a great idea. I too agree that YouTube should have a test you have to take for sanity before getting a channel. I think. Yeah, I like that idea.
Well, they do. You know, you're not allowed these days to have a conspiracy channel. Like if I came out and said, "Oh man, you know, certain types of people out there." You remember the lizard man videos? Like people.
Oh God, I loved those. Yeah. I think YouTube is so much more boring now without the conspiracy videos.
Look at this politician.
They were so
See his
fun.
shadow. He's a lizard man.
Oh my God, the lizard people video were the best.
Yep.
I loved those videos, and also the Illuminati trannies, hilarious.
Yeah, all that stuff. You're not allowed to have that anymore. You know, you're not allowed to have anything that points to these people. Maybe because they are lizard men.
Maybe that's not because YouTube is run by the lizard people. Clearly, yeah.
That's what they mean by alphabet. You scramble up the Google letters, and it actually comes out as lizard people. They're like, "Oh my God, that's what it meant."
Flux, there's a Flux sighting. Hey, Flux, how you doing? Flux is in the chat.
Hey, what's up, Flux? How you doing, man? This stuff is so crazy. By the way, there are quite a few of you today. Let's see how many are here. There are over 3,100 of you. Oh, but she put in her. Oh my God. So the filing she put up with us too. I haven't even covered that one either. You know, there's been so many. She's flooding. She's papering the court already, you know, and thank you. Really make the judge sick of you already. That's a good strategy. It's great. I love it. You know. It is. Sniff a little glue, splash a little ink. It's fun.
I know. I love watching her lose the case without us even being in it.
Yeah, and just like, what is going on? You know, she said, well, "I'm going to sue you. I'm going to serve you. Well, pay then and come after me. I've already been talking to people." Like the one thing, there are some decent lawyers out there, really good names that would be fun to bring on. But I want someone with teeth, you know, real legal teeth, because I want what's mine. You know, what's mine, whatever I can take. You know, she wants to come after me. She wants to put up this crazy shit. She thinks that it was worth it to go out and make threats. She wants to sit around with these. She wants to be a doxer, first of all, which is, like I said, she wants to do this kind of stuff. She wants to put out information about families and more. I would say, first of all, looking in the mirror would be really interesting. You know, because some of the stuff she has out there, some of the stuff we have tripped over already. We know it, Leslie. We're just figuring out how not to harm any of your victims. And I would call them victims. I would. I very well would. I would say that.
And there's a lot of them.
Yeah. You know, so I'm trying to figure out how to cover that.
Imagine what it must be like to go through life literally harming everyone around you. And like, don't you ever get sick of yourself, Leslie? Don't you ever get sick of it? Of just causing trauma wherever you go?
And then pretending
sick of it, and you would want to go get some help. Because the people you're supposed to love the most, they're just all in ruins around you. And it's really sad.
They're hoping to God that you don't come into their lives.
Right, hoping they never hear from you again. It's rough.
I mean, it's wild, and the behavior I see, I can understand why. I can't, you know, because this behavior is unhinged. Again, people are allowed to talk about filings or whatever. She does all this crazy stuff, you know. She, of course, she doesn't want any of it discussed. She has gone out of her way to shield her behavior, and she thinks that if she files something and she screams "I'm a victim" loud enough, that you somehow won't be able to counter any of that. And that's not how it's going to work. Again, you know, that's why I want a shark, because I don't want to just get myself pulled out of something which is obviously anti-slap. I mean, you can go into that, you get yourself removed and hit her with lawyer fees. I want more. I do, because what needs to happen with some of these people, like I said, I don't sue weirdos because they don't have anything worth taking, you know? That's the thing. Like, some of the things that these people try to spread about you, some of the malicious bullshit that they do, people are like, hey, why don't you sue them for that? What am I going to get? Giant legal bills? You know, I'm not like Jeremy Hales, where I've got them living across the street from me. You know, that's a different thing. I have to deal with them online, so I will laugh at them and monetize them and have fun that way. You know, because I can live in the same world with it. But if they want to drag me into court and be malicious about it and bullshit and lie, oh, God, I want somebody that really set that precedent and make sure that I get mine, you know. What's mine? Whatever I can get. Whatever. Oh, whatever. And I hope there's a bunch. They think everyone else is going to be a payday. I mean, she has the stuff she has done, and she knows she has done. It is.
Well, I still don't believe she intended to or intends to serve anybody, and I don't think she saw it coming that Jeremy would just enter the case.
No, Jeremy.
And by the way, he did not accept email service, Leslie. She told everybody that he accepted email service. That is not what he did. He waived service.
Yeah, he waived service. That's
a different thing. He was not saying, I will accept your service by email. He said, fuck service. I don't need it. I'm in.
Yeah. He was like, get some. That's what it was.
Yeah. Come and get some. And she's all, and Megan doesn't know what she's talking about because he accepted service. Like, what are you talking about? No, he didn't. He waived it. You're supposed to be a lawyer. You don't know the difference between accepting service and waiving it. There's a difference. It's just so annoying. It's so annoying to listen to her pretend to be an expert on law.
They're all like that, though. I'm like, oh, really? You people really did practice law? That is embarrassing. I mean, these are the same morons that were saying that. These idiots said, I could not believe this when I heard it, that people like Jay or myself or you, we could get in trouble because we're practicing law without a license. How are we doing that? Because we read court filings and we have opinions. Yeah.
That's not the same thing.
Oh my God. Are you really that stupid? Yes.
By the way, there is a literal clip of Leslie giving Lisa legal advice on the air, where she's like, did you file such and such? Well, you better do that. You should definitely do that.
Yep. You're
giving legal advice. Stop that. You can't do that. You don't have a license.
Oh, man. Shizzy. Woo, baby. You know, you got him fired up. He's definitely, he's going to be dropping those letters like they're hot, man. They'll be fun. They'll be fun times. All this crazy shit where she's pulling out. Maybe the bar won't listen, but I'm sure people will talk to them. And I'm curious what'll happen with that. I mean, there's enough stuff with her talking about, again, practicing under another person's license, clients. Holy shit. It'll be fascinating to see how that goes. But anyway, let's read the rest of this. So apology, not by retreat, not even by silence. What comes next was born from your ego, fueled by your malice, and carried forward by your belief that nothing could touch you. But now the fire you lit is out of your hands. Okay, still sounds fine there. It will not ask for permission before it burns through every lie you've ever told, every mask you've ever worn, every layer of fraud you've carefully construed to shield yourself from accountability. You want control? You never had it. You want to keep my name out of this? Then you should never have come from my family. So look, my family, you stupid moron. You know,
he's talking about his family.
His family. You idiot. She knows that, though. Actually, she's just duplicitous.
She lies. She just lies.
I mean, it's so gross. So gross. You should never whisper my name like it was your weapon, because it isn't your weapon. It's your countdown. You should pray.
I like that. It's your countdown.
I like it. Yeah, you can see it too. I like the mental image that this gives you. you know. But you should pray, not metaphorically, not figuratively. Pray that the curtain never gets pulled back. That John Doe stays just that, undefined, unmarked, untraceable. Because if you keep going, you keep scratching at that lock, then whatever comes next is yours. Not because I bring it, because you invited it. Yeah, so he's telling you every lie, every mask, all the fraud and bullshit you've ever done, he's going to burn it down.
Mm-hmm.
That's threatening your family? Are you telling me you're a lying piece of shit?
And I'm going to help him. I'm going to help him.
Oh, yeah, I'm motivated. But go ahead and sue. You might as well, because like I said, I'm not stopping. I'm never going to now, because what you've done is you've decided to harass, to dox people that I like, that I know. You just threatened, you doxed a random person out there, and I don't bring up their name. This is a random person on Facebook. You know, and this is the catch-22 to this. I could pull it up and show it to you, but unfortunately, if I do that, that puts their name out there more.
Right.
But you dox this person, and you know you did. You know, you went out for an anonymous account because they laughed at you, because you're an idiot. That's right, idiot. You know, once you're going to file like 7 pages tomorrow.
What's the
opposite? 17 times.
What's the opposite of a genius?
Leslie.
Yep. Yep.
It's like there's the bell curve.
Goes.
It's like the bell curve. There's Gifted on one side and Leslie on the other.
You've got Einstein up on one side and Leslie down at the other.
Legally bumping lips. Just talk, man. Bunch of bullshit. Yeah, and she decided to buy, while she's suing, just think about this. She took a website for shizzywiznut.com. She did a redirect to her space. So she decided, and she puts this stuff up to make sure, you know, that he sees it. She's mocking him while threatening to dox him. And she's talking about suing him. She went to the police saying he's threatening her. And yet she's doing this stuff. You can obviously tell that this person is not in fear. She's lying to the police. He ever gets doxxed, the one thing he can do is counter that bullshit. And I hope if you put his name out there, I hope to God he sues you for everything. You know, because you said that, I never understood why you would say this live, by the way. But you said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that the one thing in divorce you filed was to hide assets from creditors. That was the reason you put out there. And then we saw the accusations. But still, that makes me think that you've been having problems holding on. You know, and it'd be really difficult when you dox a guy. You've been maligning them. You've been trying to destroy their life. And it's all been lies. Let's continue. You thought this was content. You thought it was a spat. You thought you'd get your shots and walk away crowned as a martyr. What you're about to experience is exposure, not as punishment, but as a mirror. So exposure again. Where's the threat in this? The threat is you're a lying piece of shit.
She's been saying she's going to expose Jeremy Hales, expose me, expose you. She uses that word all the time. How come it's not a threat when she does it? Again, this is the most hypocritical person on earth.
People are like, hey, by the way, it says you should waive service too. You did start. Oh no, she's going to have to pay to get me.
No. Yeah. I'm not doing that.
Get in your pocket, lady.
Yeah. I'm going to cost her some money first.
Yeah. It's everything. See, people who try this lawfare bullshit, what they want to do is they want to use any type of understanding in the law as a bludgeon. They want to cost you while filing just crazy bullshit. You can see them. They're worse in filing.
When someone papers a case like she's doing, it costs a lot of money to respond to all of that bullshit. And, you know,
Luckily, she's done this before anybody's involved, because she set the stage where you have a really good anti-slap argument, because you can look at this. You can look at what she's done, all of the crazy stuff she's done outside of it. You put it all together in a very cohesive argument. I mean, this is so rudimentary right here that you could probably, I would not do this, by the way, but you could probably sit down, write it up yourself, and get yourself out of lawsuit. So if you get a good lawyer with some teeth, oh, they'll tear this stuff apart, man. They will. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm fired up. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay. You're right. I don't remember what I was talking about.
It just makes me mad. Like them threatening, I've been through.
Oh, it was the papering, the cat. That's all I said. All I was talking about was that she means it to cost you a bunch of money just by papering the shit out of it. So yeah, I'm gonna make her do everything she has to do to spend what she needs to spend before I have to spend a penny. No.
Yeah, you want to make her serve you. She, again, I don't believe that she ever wanted it to go anywhere. I think she wanted it to be just like every other lawsuit that she's filed. She wants to file
PR.
something.
It's a PR filing.
Yeah.
She uses it for public relations. She's admitted that. She just wants it on the record so she can point to it when somebody says, hey, I saw this weird shit about you on the internet. And she can say, oh, yeah, I sued those people. Look.
Yeah, that's also why at first her ego, what the smart move would have been removing people from it, saying that, oh, we had a settlement, because nobody was going to go and pay money to fuck around and correct that. Mm-hmm. So she could have been like, oh, but we got a settlement, therefore they defame me. She could have tried to stick to that, and people, they would either get sick of it and they would correct it. Somebody might, or they would just leave it because they don't want to, was it worth the cost to go correct? So she could play the victor. I mean, that would have been her best move. But unfortunately for her, she decided to go further. She thought it would be a better experience. And So it says, a mirror that doesn't crack, doesn't blink, doesn't forget. Everything you've hidden, every lie you've told, every game you've played under the guise of advocacy, of activism or law, all of it's coming out piece by piece in order with receipts, and there will be no turning back. You don't know what's tied to my name. You don't know what history lives behind it, but you're about to find out why you should have left it buried. And when it starts, when the silence breaks and the reckoning begins, I want you to remember something. You did this. Again, where's the threat to family? Unless you're admitting that your entire life is built on lies. I mean, is that what we're seeing, Megan?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you crossed into territory where words become witness, where every person you harm becomes a voice. That's true, by the way. You have wreckage in your wake. And by God, those names aren't ghosts. Those names, they're stories. They're tales about you. And they whisper. Sometimes they don't just whisper, they speak loudly, actually. Some of them have a lot to say, So we'll see who will talk. But there are a lot of names. Not just that. Looking at, so one of the people she went after, for example, we found another person that she went after, not just, with family. That bully EXE bullshit she pulls, she's done that, not just only to family, but to other people she's sued. I mean, this is her MO. She creates crazy fucking videos, harasses people. Most people won't deal with it. They'll be like, oh my God. Because, it's insanity. They live in a different world than this. For me, like, my day is get up, look at crazy, have fun, repeat,
Laugh.
Yeah.
Repeat.
I mean, for real, like all of you that watch this, you think about this being real. First of all, it's hard to envision this being real life, right? Because it's removed into this internet realm. But imagine what these people are doing. Now, imagine it in any other profession. Like if you were a nurse or a doctor and somebody aimed that crazy at you, making those videos about you. Like, it's bad enough it's made about, say, Jeremy Hales, calling him all these horrible things and, trying to do damage to him and doing damage. Actually, they've done plenty of damage, I'm going to say, over time. Just repeating some of the worst shit possible. But imagine it being in any other profession. That you wouldn't know how to deal with it. In here, though, we do it crazy every day. So
that's true.
Yeah, you mess with the wrong people with that.
We've built up a tolerance to crazy over the years. We are like a nut house. We're just used to it. Like, this is a nut house. Welcome to the nut house, folks. Welcome to the shit show. Every single day.
I stepped in another filing. Welcome to the shit show.
Yeah. I mean, really, though, we have built up a tolerance to crazy. We literally are covering crazy people all the time. That's what we do here.
Well, what's really weird is I've dealt with seriously mentally ill people. I'm talking about dangerous people. And I would much rather do that any day of the week than deal with some of these nuts, because they are messed up in the head. But, I'm talking about as a profession, like in mental health. So now that I'm doing this for fun time, I don't really care. It's fun. But back when, I used to think, man, the people that are online are crazier than even the worst patients that come out of these. At least,
oh my God,
at least you understand why they're like that. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, I used to deal with people coming right out of psychiatric holds. Some of the worst of the worst that are put into, when the government spots and they're like, hey, this person, yeah, we have to have something else happen. I mean, it's that says plenty. That 0.1% that get housing because they're like, ooh, yeah. So anyway,
I just want to tell you, I got a very hilarious email just now from Brian, the bland one. He said, sorry to be Captain Obvious, but to explain why the trees stopped moving has a complicated meteorological causation. The wind stopped blowing. LOL. Hope that helps. But if not, do as Tug says, stop, drop, and roll. Thanks a lot, Brian. Thanks for that complex meteorological causation answer there.
That's hilarious. I love it. I love it when people do that on the internet. And I always have to wonder, are you joking, or is that the tism kicking? Either way, it's great. I don't care. I've had there have been things that have happened, though, that people have sent me stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, I never thought about that. That's awesome. So I do appreciate, by the way, that's something else that people don't understand. When they pick a fight like they do online, they deal with people that are very good. Like, people don't understand what investigative journalism is. They see these two words and they think, there's so much to it. No, it's just people that are very good at digging and finding. And there are some
talking to people.
Yeah.
Reaching out to connecting with people.
And some of the people that are attached to this, like we have the microphone. Again, Megan's a great freaking person about connecting to other human beings and finding too. I mean, we're good finders of fact. Like, I'm a good finder of things, and I organize decently well. But there are a lot of other people out there that are really good at it too. So when they complain about the numbers, like with Hale's, how many subscribers, it's those people that are highly motivated that they should be like, oh God, because they find everything. Mm-hmm. And it has been amazing. I love it.
Yeah, if they had just left it alone, I wouldn't know half the things that I know now. I wouldn't have been motivated to reach out to the people I've reached out to.
But yeah, they made it personal, as though what it is. Like, I'm sitting here covering a story, I'm covering a bunch of insanity. And I'm like, oh my God, this dude, I'm not going to drop off of it. And they're like, oh, well, you're not going to drop off. Well, we're gonna try to aim at you and do it. And I'm like, okay, you can try that. But when you do, you're just going to motivate me, Because I will admit that, when we were going between things for a little while. I was like, well, I'm going to cover, a couple of cases while we're doing this. Then they fired up so many cases, I can't keep up with anything else. But
Right.
They personalized it to the point that I really want to find that next document. I really want to see this.
You know what kills me though? Sometimes I wish I were not such a scrupulous person, because I do make a lot of connections with people and I talk to them about stories I'm working on. But it's always been very important to me that I'm ethical in how I deal with people. And one of the ways that I have a standard for myself to do that is that I always tell the sources I'm talking to, you can tell me anything you want to tell me, and I won't go forward with any of it unless I have your permission.
Right.
I never have. But my God, the stories I could go forward with if I just had no ethics.
Yeah. The problem that would suck about that is nobody will ever talk to you afterwards. But yeah, I feel the same way.
But there are reporters who do that. They'll lie to you. They'll lie to your face and they'll say, yeah, it's off the record.
Most do, actually. The thing is, most do lie to you. Most will tell you, hey, you can tell me anything, confide in me. And then if they can find something, you're screwed,
And that's not the way the way I operate. So if I ever, if you ever come to me as a source and I tell you, you can tell me anything, I'm not it will have to be an agreement before I go forward with it. That's what I do. Those are my rules and I stick to them. And so, that's just the way it is. But that's important to me because I don't like journalists. I don't like the way journalists behave for the most part. I don't like the way they lie to people and the way they edit things and I just don't do that. So, but that's one way to actually connect with people and have good relationships with sources is that you don't burn them. Period.
Well, and that is where you get into the difficulty of, I want to understand the story. So a lot of times, you dig and dig, but you do run into, like right now, I'm running into that issue. Like lips would be the stuff that oh my God, that we know already is wild.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond so. Like you folks have no idea. Well, maybe you do. Some of you probably have looked up stuff, but
it's
the problem is
crazier.
Again, yeah, anybody that is going after, though, again, I run across people, and I'm like, these people are legit victims. So how do I handle this in a way where they don't get blowback because of me? Because this person has already gone out of their way and made their lives miserable. And it's a sad, what we're seeing really is terrible, and it's very sad. And they know, again, she can whine and cry and put it in filings and say, show proof. Okay, well, we will then. We can put all of the stuff that you've done, your filings, your stuff. There is so much evidence to back up what's said. That's insane. But my God, man, I almost hate to have to be pushed to that point, because like I said, I don't know the best answer for handling the victim side of it that she's brought up.
It's very difficult. My advice to victims is always this. With a person like her, if you've done one thing, which is staying quiet for a long time and it still hasn't worked. Yeah. Then perhaps try something new. Yeah. And I do understand when you're dealing with a person like her and you're on your own, or just with your family or whatever, it's not easy to speak up because you don't know who's going to believe you. You don't know what the response is going to be, and you feel like you're alone. But at this point, any victims of Leslie Federigo's are not going to be alone. They're going to have many people who have big platforms have their back and be there to support whatever comes and report whatever she does publicly, which has never been done before. The things that she has done to these people, to her victims, has been done in private so far.
And she's managed to keep it private. You know, these people,
Mhm.
they're they're forced to keep it private because otherwise it just exacerbates the problem, you know, and they've had no way to deal with that. But yeah, Sunlight, right now, this is the time.
Now is the time. There's never a better time than right now to come forward with what she's done, because there's thousands of people who will believe you, and your reputation that she has tried to destroy can be repaired, and can be, you know, and you'll have it on the record that that those things that she said you did never happened, and it will be on the record. And so that's what I'm hoping, you know, that some of the victims will understand. And you must know, and it's really sad, her victims are terribly scared of her because of the way she
hasn't
behaves.
stopped yet, she's not going to.
No, she's never going to
You know,
stop.
you're
She's
never
going
gonna-
to escalate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she told some of you that she will escalate. She told you that. So, you know, that's not like a wish grocery list or anything. It's a freaking, she's telling you, she's making promises, and you shouldn't have to live in fear.
Mhm.
Oh, man, it's so nuts now.
But
By the
victims
way-
are always terrified. You know, some of Lynette's victims are scared too. I've spoken to lots of people about this case, including other people who have had run-ins with LMNOP over the years. And there are several of them who do not want their names mentioned because they're terrified of the retaliation coming from LMNOP. So, you know, this is a common problem with people like that, with people who are abused by people like this. It's very common to be scared. But I would encourage those of you out there who have fear about this, there's never been a better time, because you have thousands of people who are willing to hear you and believe you.
I'm working. I was reading something, you know, just to see what in the world. Okay.
What are you
Somebody sent me
reading?
something. I was trying to make sense of something. Someone mailed because I didn't understand what it was. You know.
Oh,
It was,
gotcha.
yeah. Somebody sent some. You know, there's always stuff coming in, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that." You know, they were pointing out something. Oh, I can't say yet. But there's more interesting stuff popping up right now. All
Well,
right.
I do have some information that says the domain for Michael Federigo's email is registered under Leslie. That's new. We have that.
What is it again? Whoa, I'm sorry. It's her, the
Michael
domain?
Federigo. Yeah, the domain
Uh-huh.
is registered under her.
Huh.
And interestingly, she updated it in April of this year.
Oh yeah. There's actually quite the interesting list of all the websites. This is how we actually knew that Bully Exterminators was her, even before. You know, again, she uses the same type of plug-in programs, whatever, you know, to make the websites do specific things. You could see the same design, but all of this stuff, either overhauls or new websites, they all started going online within weeks of each other. You know, everything was just popping up, pop, 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 and you could see it was all the same person. So, like, yeah. And then when she added that branch to their main legal site, the family, what was it? Family Pros?
Pro se something.
Pro se. Let me see. Yeah. Family Law Pro se. Yeah. When she added all that part about Jeremy Hales into it, you could see the same design. You can tell the same person made it, especially when you strip away what's there in front of you. Even with everything that's in front of you, you see the same person is doing this. But you strip it away, you look at the way it's registered, even the way that they try to remove information, so you can't tell who it is. All of it, where they buy it, everything came from the same place. It was like, this is the same person. This is all her. But then, of course, you had Talentville. That was the major screw up, because it 100% connected her. And now she's, of course, had to come out and admit. What I love about the admissions that we're seeing, especially her lawsuit, is these people, while they were shilling bully exterminators, people like Miltoast, for example, was out there playing this, whoever's behind it, I hear these rumors. No, he's in communication with them. 100%. She says that in her filing. She was mailing them videos of it under her name. Mm-hmm. So they were lying to everybody out there because they didn't want their hands dirtied with it. They hoped that they could have somebody out there that could harass Jeremy Hales, and they could they could promote it and be like, oh, we don't know who that is. Well, again, she gave away the game. We didn't have to see email. She said that she was sharing these things. She put it in her own damn timeline. It's so amazing. Here,
but she's a genius, though. Genius.
I got to read this before I get so sidetracked with it. I'm going to read it all and just boom. Okay. You've crossed into territory where words become witness, where every person you harm becomes a voice. That's true. That's what we just said there. Where every file you hope no one would find becomes a spotlight, and where the monster you tried to summon from the dark finally looks back. This isn't vengeance. This isn't justice. This is gravity, and now you fall. I'm not chasing you. I'm not filming you. I'm not even interested in you. How are you, by the way, claiming you're being threatened when the person is like, I'm
not doing any of these things. Yeah.
But I will not stop the truth from rising. I will not protect this silence you thought would last forever. And I will not stand down when children are endangered by your recklessness. So this is, again, she's like, my children. No, he's talking about, he said his family. So apparently he feels like you're endangering people that are around him. And I actually would believe that with the people, again, with these felons and weirdos. Yeah, I can see why you would say that. I do not want what is coming for you, but I'll not stand in the way. You wanted a name, you may still get it, but understand you will not walk away the same. You forced open the box, you tipped the scale, and now the cost has reached your doorstep. Shizzy Wisnut, still John Doe, middle name Deal, John Deal. Mm-hmm. Okay. For now, but for your stake, let's hope it stays that way. So where's this? So again, she filed this saying that this was threatening her family. Her words on this are, she filed this as plaintiff's notice of video threat to plaintiff, threatening harm on her and her family if she obtains his legal name. So
I didn't see anything in there. I saw nothing in there that even referenced her, let alone her children. He was speaking about children and his family and children connected to him.
You've endangered my family.
I don't know how she read that in a way that was a threat to her. And also, it's an admission if she says he threatened me with this letter. You're then admitting that you're the one doing this?
Yeah. I mean, she's admitting.
Absurd.
See, this is what it's titled, by the way. I just clipped that because, again, you have all the services under it. So, But that's what, again, threatening harm on her and her children.
She also keeps referring to me with my middle initial in my full name. And I'm getting real sick of that, too. Like, it seems very intentional. There's no need.
It is intentional. They're trying to.
There's no need to use my middle name when you write my name in a filing. Like, there's just no. I'm
like this. Like, you think using my name? Like, if you look up my name, I share the same name with. Not only there was a guy that wrote a book called The Monk that is pretty popularized. So if you look up my name, that comes up, and I share the same name with a Harry Potter actor. So if you look my name up, you're not going to be able to trash me through using my name like that. That's not how it works, because I share the same fucking name with us. You know how it is, like Megan Fox. So what they're
Right.
trying to do is they're trying to make a distinction. They're trying to defame you.
Mm-hmm.
I just, like I said, all this stuff does is motivate me, though. It motivates me heavily. By the way, folks, if you like this content and you want to keep Megan away from the buttons,
I swear to God, I've got my sticker up there. I'm keeping my hands off the mouse. I am not going near the button.
no, but if you like the content, make sure that you subscribe, share, and if you'd like to go further, if you'd like to help out the channel, we could always use it for sure. Then pass on a little bit of that ye old breadstick infusion. You know, that is always helpful. It's funny, her statements about channels and stuff, they're so bizarre. I mean, her filings are so bad. Like the filing she made about us was so bad.
So bad.
It is. Well, it's weird.
Sorry, those buttons. I may go to those buttons though. These buttons are so funny.
Yeah, you can see all about it. Look at all those videos through there and stuff.
The ostrich is not pleased. You're being judged.
Shame.
The ostrich of shame is here. I love these. I always forget that I can do them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she
you know, yeah, that's right. That's what I said.
Oh my God. I still like I watch So You Don't Have To as well. I still keep up, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
I
she's
do want to
hilarious.
shield them. Yeah, because you know, we get all this crazy. I can't keep up with it all. So I'm glad there's somebody out there that does. Let me redact something real fast. I'm going to show that one document that pertains to us. I want to redact the email addresses off of it real quick, though. There's so many. Like, again, that's all that stuff is intentional. You know?
Yeah.
They're harasser.
These people are such assholes. Like, just period.
Well, what it is, though, is they're used to being able to get some kind of response through their harassment. The only response they're getting, they don't like the response they've been getting lately. When people like Shizzy are like, hey, I'm going to expose everything about you. Hey, fucker, that's what I'm saying. I will expose you. You know, you want some, get some. You know, you want to make up some crazy shit about me? That's cool. I'll show what really you did. I will show it through court records. I will show it through testimonials. I will make myself lawsuit proof. You know, so bizarre. You're defaming me because of these things that I said to a court of law. Wait, what? How does that work?
It doesn't.
I don't understand that argument at all.
It really, and I don't understand how they're putting up with her in the Florida court system still. All these bullshit lawsuits she's filed and then dropped. How have they not given her a vexatious litigant designation?
She could. You can only file so many without getting hit, and she's filed the number. So when people she's done live streams where she's talked about filing for the sake of filing, not because she has a lawsuit that means something. She's just doing it to do. And you take that to a court, her own words, you take all the harassment and bullshit that she's pulled, and you note all this, plus the attempts again. She wants to throw my name out there and stuff. Hey, welcome to it. But like I said, I will make sure that people know exactly who you are too. You know, you throw my name, it's clean. Like I said, you can make up crazy shit. People have done that. They've done it for a while now. They make up all kinds of crazy shit. But in courts, I'm clean. Never had any trouble, never had any problem. That's what you really judge people through, you know, and have these people, well, you can look at what you notice all of them too. It's all like it's like a car crash you can't look away from, because all of them, they're just, who's more fucked up? Do you want to go with the person that is legally the worst? Do you want to go with legally bad plus crazy? I mean, what flavor do you want? Do you want all of the above? It's like, holy shit. All right. So this is the filing that she made about us. Now, what was really interesting about this this filing where she's complaining, about us, about let's just look at it here. This was her motion to add supplemental pleadings to set forth false statements made by Megan and myself since second amended complaint was filed. Come now. It's crazy. Again, this is the shitty thing about the bar. You have a person that is, they get in trouble. They have to retire rather than deal with consequences. And they still, what they do, they become a vexatious litigant. They file and file and file and file and file. There should be some kind of pay for that. They shouldn't.
What I'm discovering, the vexatious thing is interesting in Florida because it only applies to pro se litigants.
I got a radio 1 second. Hey, what's up, kiddo?
What's up?
What's up? What are you doing?
I watch TV.
You watching TV? Come here for a second. Did you have fun today?
Yeah,
What'd you do today?
I would try to eat a lot of food.
You went to what now? Wait.
I eat a lot of food.
Oh, you had a lot of food. Yeah, she went to her grandma's house. Hey, come over here. I know you're excitable. She comes from grandma's.
Oh, grandma's house is the best place ever.
I cupcaked them because I had some cupcakes that were plain.
Yeah, you had some cupcakes. I saw those,
grandma's cupcakes.
I got cupcakes that were plain.
I love it and I hate it when they come back because my mom's like, "Oh, I sent a thing of cupcakes," so she'll bring in this giant thing of cupcakes. And, wow, they're so good, But I don't need them near me. I'm like, no, I don't have the willpower,
You ate one.
I know. Yeah, she's like, "Oh, you ate one." She likes patting me on my belly and telling me I'm fat. Don't you? Yep, that's what she was doing. If you hear that, that's her patting my belly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are nuts. Yeah, but hey, come here, give me a hug. You have to go upstairs though. We got a live stream. Okay.
I just wanted to say hi.
I know you did. Give me a kiss on my cheek. Hey, wait. Okay. Oh, you blew a kiss to everybody?
Yeah.
That was very nice of you. All
I
right.
have something in my pocket
Hey,
too.
you're gonna fall in that.
I have
Careful.
something in my pocket.
Did you put that change up? Did you put your change holder, your new one? Did you put it up? Okay. All right. Well, go upstairs, babe.
I'm walking slowly so I don't fall.
Yeah. Well, you be careful. Yeah. That's a good. What is that? Oh Lord. Okay. Give me a second. I timed out my screen here. She was like, I'm walking slow, and she was doing like some kind of strut catwalk thing.
A silly walk.
No, it's like a supermodel walk.
Supermodel walk. That's funny.
Yeah. And what's funny in this, first of all, you talk about lies. All right. So the first thing that she notes in here that you can see, like right off the bat, she puts a number. Numbers, they're indisputable, right? Yeah. I mean, you can go in and you can look at something and say, well, that's how much is there. So she says that the numbers for the other night when we were on, we held a live stream in front of 30,000 people. Now,
who are we? Emily D. Baker?
Well, and to do that, we might be able to pull that off if there was a monster case that was live, mainstream. Sure, I pulled almost 40,000 in freaking depth case, for some of the days, depending on what they were. But, yeah, it's wild stuff, but that doesn't happen regularly. That's not something you see a lot. In fact, this is easily debunked. And the way you do that is you look at the live stream. So let's take a gander, shall we? Because it's actually up there. Check this out. Here's the day. Look at that number, 14,160 views. Now, how did 30,000 people watch that? You didn't have 14,000 views.
Because she's a genius, Tug. She's a genius, and she knows her math. Okay, she's doing the math.
I know math. I'm mathing.
Mathing. She's mathing, and the math came out in her head to 30,000. 3,000 can just, I don't know. Don't question her. She's a genius.
Yeah, she wants us to underestimate her. Remember that.
Right. This is all intentional. It's intentional to throw us off how good she is at this.
What's funny is Janice said, "Hey, wait, no raids," and then we got a raid there. You conjured the raid. That's so funny. All right, let me bring that back.
If you mention them, they will come.
Yes, they definitely do. Man, the document won't lock for some reason. It's being weird.
Gosh, speaking of, I hope Hangry got into bed. I'm sure his dad put him to bed.
If you need to check, you need to check.
I think he's in bed, but I didn't see him come in and brush his teeth. That's always a bad sign. Yeah, I'm gonna go check.
Yeah, go check. I'm gonna read. So I'm gonna start reading this, and
All right, I'll be back.
Okay. So here's what this says, folks. So, I'm gonna read. Megan's already read this, so it's not like it's amazing there. But she's like, "Come now." Plaintiff Leslie Federico, spying through her undersigned counsel, files this motion to add supplemental pleadings to set forth false statements made by defendant Megan Fox and me, subsequent to the filing of second amended blah, 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 blah. Facts. On June 17, 2025, we held a live stream in front of 30,000 people. Again, that's obviously not true. We saw the amount of people. We had close to, we had somewhere over 3,000. I can actually look the analytics up and tell you the exact number, but yeah, it's not 30,000 people. I mean, again, this is her problem. Through all these filings, she shows a level of falsity that you can say, court, this person is, they're not just exaggerating things. They lie through it. They lie about a lot of stuff. So let's kick this loose, but in which plaintiff's retirement status was discussed. Now, during this live stream, while publishing the Florida Bar affidavit on their screen, Megan Fox and me state the following false statements. Now, of course, they don't give
my favorite part, where she doesn't put the following false statements, and I'm expecting quotations.
Yeah, I was expecting like a quote.
Nothing.
We also have her, of course, stating with her footnote here for supplementals. We haven't even gotten anywhere, but she's already she's ballooned this up already. Every day there's something new that she's throwing to the court already. Oh, God, I can't wait to file against this shit. I can't wait to counterclaim. Like I said, I want a shark. I want somebody with this. There are some great lawyers that we know. We know some really good folks. But I don't know which one. Like, if I would go with, I don't know how many of them have, teeth. Some of them you could get out of this case pretty easily, I think, personally. But I want somebody that will, again, make it worth my time,
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so here's the quote. Rodriguez, whom they have branded to their audience as Lips. No, you actually call yourself Lips. Hot Lips.
She rebranded her entire YouTube channel as Hot Lips.
Her channel is called Hot Lips. So when she's like,
terrible strategy if she thought she was going to sue over it.
Yeah, it's so horrible that I call myself Hot Lips off of it. I mean, are you kidding me?
Which, by the way, Hot Lips was the name of the Muppet, that the original Muppet that Jay said she reminded him of.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Like, she had a fit about that.
It's so weird.
Oh my God. I love it. I actually quite like that. I think that's funny. What a legal strategy. You don't understand, Megan. You don't get a great legal strategy.
You know, I have a hard time believing Bruce likes this person. Has he been on live streams with her at all?
I don't know, actually. I mean, he's been on some early, but I don't know if he's been there recently. You know, somebody sent me a document, by the way, since we're talking about her retirement status. Let's see what they had to say about this when they put it together, okay? Because it has a bunch of documents on it. Let's see what it says, you know? Give me 1 second. Got to blow it up here. And then we'll continue to read. I love these documents. I actually love the things people send me to. If you have something fascinating that you have, so here, yeah. They noted, they said, Leslie cherry picks what she shows. She posts the affidavit only. She posts this, right? This is the document she likes to put up. You've seen it many times, right? This is what she likes to show.
Right.
Why doesn't she show the paperwork she signed? Why not? Let's see. I, Leslie F., hereby petition, 1 second, petition the executive director, Florida Bar, from the practice law in Florida pursuant to rule blah, 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 because I consent to not practice law 3 months while adjusting medication. Adjusting medication? What? However, I cannot support the Florida Bar, nor will I support the Florida Bar. I believe they are unethical and cannot endorse this agency. Being that I must be a member to practice law, I no longer want to practice law under the regulation of the Florida Bar. I am suing the Florida Bar. It no longer feels safe to practice law. See, she victim blames the bar. She gets in trouble and victim blames the bar. This will be great. This will be part of my my exhibit, by the way. This is why she says that she went after and said that when she got in trouble, that was the bar's fault. They did it. You know? Oh my God. I'm suing the Florida Bar. I no longer feel safe to practice law in the state of Florida. So what happened? I thought you said you could just be a lawyer like that again, though. You know, you suddenly you feel like you can practice now, like things somehow got better. What's going on? Well, the Florida Bar is in charge of regulating attorney discipline. I understand, it notes. If I am allowed to retire, you notice that if I am allowed to retire, I may not render legal advice or services. That's strange because I've seen a bunch of that, you know.
You mean you shouldn't be telling Lisa what she should file in court?
Yep.
Weird.
Nor hold myself out as a member of Florida Bar. Blah, 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 blah. Also, we have her other statement there. Again, the rules. Now, I'm not going to read all these rules. I just want to note a few things in this. You know, you see like retirement, how that works. Then you have the reinstatement to membership. Now, again, she signed this, you know. Under this, you have E. Now, E, members who have permanently retired. Members who have permanently retired shall not be reinstated under this rule right here. So, for reinstatement...
And it does not say, unless they reapply and it's up to the board.
Yeah, so she's like, oh, I can just come back. I can do that. No, it says that your career was old yellered, you know? I hate to tell you. Holy God. It's so bizarre, man. Or, again, I love that these have been said. Or maybe what the referee signed with the finding of facts and recommendation. So what does this say? So finding of fact and recommendation. After considering all the pleadings before me, including the bar's motion to dismiss, I recommend this case be dismissed as respondent is permanently retired and is no longer eligible to practice law in Florida. No longer eligible. That's interesting, isn't it?
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, but everybody else is a liar. You're going to get sued. Oh, my God.
She loves to show that one affidavit that probably has a typo in it. Like, if that's my guess is, if it's not an altered document, it has a typo because it's a form. It was like a form thing, a form affidavit, and they just didn't correct it properly. She loves to show that one thing because it says that, and it's not accurate because it doesn't jive with the rule. The rule says what the rule says, which is you cannot be readmitted to the bar.
Yeah, but I mean, there is an argument to be made. You know what the argument is? Deep, 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 deep.
Oh my God, the chat is going absolutely crazy ever since I said Hot Lips was the name of the Muppet because it's Janice. I know that that's Janice, but wasn't there some like Muppet movie she was in where they called her Hot Lips or something? I swear I thought there was.
Actually, when it comes to that, yeah. What was that? No, I'm just...
The chat has been completely derailed over Janice versus Hot Lips, and it's really funny. I keep watching, I keep seeing them. They're like, no, it's MASH. That's MASH.
Megan.
Stop judging me.
Megan.
I don't want the ostrich of shame. No.
Ostracized. Oh my God, it's so funny.
The chat is not going to let it go. They're having a big old debate over Hot Lips and Janice.
Ooh. Okay, so pursuant to Rule 1-3.5 of the rules regulating the Florida bar, respondent is ineligible for reinstatement or readmission to the Florida bar. Wait. Respondent is ineligible for reinstatement or readmission. That's weird.
That's weird. That's exactly what I said, and that's exactly what I'm being sued for. Weird.
A member who seeks and is approved to permanently retire shall not be eligible for reinstatement or readmission. That's so strange, isn't it?
Not really. It's exactly what the rule says.
Yeah, I know. It's like there are rules for this. In law, there are rules that govern.
There are
law.
rules. I have read them.
Now, again,
I know what I'm talking about.
She's throwing a fit about people saying that she retired because in lieu of punishment, but she herself noted that it was in lieu of punishment. She fucking.
Well, she's making a big deal over the word disbarment. Some of us think that she was probably going to be disbarred, and I have a right to think that. And I have a right to say it. I think the Florida bar was going to disbar her had she not permanently retired. That is part of the punishment that you could receive. And it's not like they give you a list of things and tell you before your discipline hearing, here are the things that we could do to you, and we're definitely not going to disbar you. They don't do that.
Yeah, it's not that one.
Yeah, they don't do that.
Oh my God, man. It's funny. She wants to play this game of, she won't even tell you though the reality of what could have happened, or what happened, what she signed. I mean, it's so weird.
Well, she has, it's been very important to her that people don't think that she was in trouble with the bar for whatever reason. And she wants the bar to be the bad guys. She's like Bruce. Bruce is the same way.
They're always the bad guys. Mm-hmm.
The bar has to be corrupt. The judges are corrupt. It's all corrupt. And I'm the put upon, lawyer with the heart of gold, who was helping my clients. Never mind. She didn't show up to several hearings and left her clients in a lurch. That's not the narrative she wants out there, that she's curated very carefully over many years.
She also talks about, mental health. Her, we're not allowed to talk about her mental health. Well, she does. Look. Okay, that same thing that I like to quote from because it's her video. The transcript of it you can see right over here. She's noting. I mean, look at some of this. I lost my mind. I went into psychosis. I retreated to desperate measures. That's pretty, And then,
the other day she said something on one of her lives. Imagine if they pushed me over the edge and I harmed myself. Did you hear that?
Yes, I heard that craziness, man.
People do not fall for that kind of nonsense. That is pure manipulation.
Yeah, that's actually abuse is what that is.
It's abuse. It's abuse. And it's been recognized as abuse.
Mm-hmm. It is.
If you use threats of self-harm to make people do what you want them to do, that is abusive behavior, and it's got to be seen that way. Please start seeing it that way. Do not fall for this. You're being abused if someone tells you that they're going to hurt themselves because of something you are doing. It's ridiculous. Again, she needs to go get help if that's how she's feeling, but she's not really. She's just using it for control. It's a control mechanism. Same as Laura Owens. Exact same. Dave Neal, the blood is on your hands. That bullshit.
I'm sure most people have dealt with somebody that has some kind of, it may not be to that level, but you've dealt with people that are emotionally manipulative like that, If you don't, then I'll, and it's terrible.
And it's very difficult to deal with.
But
yeah.
I like it. Again, I would put this into any filing as well. Like she said, if you made her AI speak this, to whom it may concern, please find my petition for retirement. And she has her judge talking. This Rigos. It calls her Rodriguez because it doesn't understand what she's saying. But as you're asking for permanent retirement in lieu of discipline, so it makes it clear. Even she put it in there with regard to your pending matter. Are you just seeking an administrative designation, or basically, are you going to just go with retirement while continuing to assist? Like, are you going to do what you're claiming that you do now? And she's like, dear bar, I never want to practice law again from what I've experienced. Yes, a permanent retirement. Now she wants to leave out in lieu of discipline, but unfortunately she put it up here. So yes, that's what I want. So yeah, she put it into her stuff. Now for you, if you want to say like, what was what would have been the discipline? Well, you can look at what the bar does. You can see there. And somebody that retires in lieu of discipline, I would say, yeah, they thought it was going to be pretty serious.
Yeah. I would say
why else would you
permanently retire? Wait, if you think about it. If she was going to get slapped with some CLE classes, right, that she could just take, and because that's the what other, or a suspension, let's say they gave her a 6-month suspension, wouldn't you just take that instead of permanently retiring? The only reason to permanently retire is to avoid disbarment. I'm sorry, that's the way I see it. There's no other punishment that could be as bad that you would need to permanently retire to avoid. So deductive reasoning tells me that it was probably disbarment. Otherwise, she's just throwing an epic tantrum over a couple months suspension. And that doesn't make sense.
God, her career, it ended like a mice and men, Her career was like, tell me about the rabbits, George.
Lenny, no.
Tell us about the rabbits. You're going to have a great career. It's going to be over there. Just imagine it. Imagine it. We got the 10 acres. Oh, shit.
Oh, God, that book was traumatizing.
Oh, Lord. I know the first time I looked that over, I was like, oh, no. No, I don't need this in my life. Oh, my God. Let's finish this real quick, this document here. Oh my God, that's really funny. So she, again, I brought all that up though. She's talking about her Florida bar affidavit. Then she says, was altered by the plaintiff. No, Megan actually stated that she wouldn't trust you to pull something up because you may alter it.
Because I've covered cases where people have altered documents.
Yeah, Laura Owens, shit. And we just covered this.
And I was talking about her specifically and what she used to alter documents, which is why I said I wouldn't trust anything from people like this.
What I love is I've brought this up enough that she wants to say in lieu of disbarment, she's bringing up the video. And she's trying to say, well, they say that I have a video in lieu of disbarment. Oh, no, it's in lieu of and discipline. And I made sure to put that in. And yes, you do. You think you can ghost this shit? You that's again why I take the entire video. That's exactly why I've taken the videos, because she'll lie about it. She ghosts them and then tries to pretend they're not real.
Well, it's possible that I said there was a video of her saying she chose to retire instead of in lieu of, disbarment. It's possible I said that. I'm talking about that video where she says punishment. To me, that punishment could only have been disbarment. And that's my opinion. It's not that is what I think happened there.
No, we had
I
a
have
discussion
the right to
that
say
night.
it.
We had a discussion about that night. And what's funny is she puts both of our names on there. And I was pretty clear in the fact that I've never used the word disbarment.
That's true.
And it was, and we were discussing it, and, and we discussed how it doesn't matter in that because you were allowed to have your opinion on it. But it's funny because she adds everybody. This is also her problem in her lawsuits. When she pulls this shit up, if you read through it, she accuses every single person in a lawsuit of all the same shit. All you got to do is hammer out one person doesn't do that. Oh, whoops, sorry. You're lying. You lie, you lie, you lie, you lie, you lie. Prove it. So Megan Fox also stated she spoke to the Florida bar, substantiated her claims that the plaintiff evaded disbarment.
That's not what I talked to them about.
It's not what you said at all. Liar. Why didn't you put the real words up there, you crazy freaking
I
weirdo.
spoke to them about what is permanent retirement and can you be reinstated?
Yes.
I didn't ask them about disbarment.
Back it as a zombie. You're like, no.
I didn't ask them about disbarment at all.
What a weirdo, man. During the live stream, monetary donations were given to the defendants, and the audience participation was encouraged. Yes, participate. If you'd like to support this channel, ye old breadsticks and participation. This is what they really hate, though. They can't make money.
Right.
That's what they hate.
Which is what they really want from all of this. That's what this has all been about. They see how successful YouTube channels are doing well, covering the story, and that's what they want. And they're jealous. The whole thing. Everything that started this is all about envy. Jeremy Hale's neighbors envied him. They envied his lifestyle. They wanted a part of it. They wanted a piece of it. And they decided to try and take it when he wouldn't give it to them. And all of the people who came on board with them have the same issue. They're very envious.
I love it when they get called out on that too. They flip out and thrash about.
Yes, they roll around on the ground like vampires hit with holy water. It's funny. Fat vampires. Very, very fat
it could be,
vampires.
Some of these people I've seen, it could be bath water that hit them. Like, not soap, not water.
Not bad. I don't want to be clean. I'm melting.
At no point was the plaintiff ever alleged by the bar to have been a candidate for disbarment. Further, any allegation against the plaintiff in any disciplinary action against the plaintiff never rose to the level of disbarment. Let's see. Really, you quit law. You quit law. And let's see. What did you attach to this, by the way? Let me look. Give me 1 second. I'm going to make sure there's not something crazy attached to this before I roll down. Okay. I think I got everything that should be off of there off, but I just want to make sure. I mean, there'll be the office address, which is okay.
It's such a weird thing to sue over this difference of opinion in why she retired, by the way, because what you would do if someone got something wrong, people get things wrong about me all the time, right? They say things about, I don't know, my work on PG Media or whatever. And the way to address it is to say, no, that's not true. Here's what's true. And you give them the information, and then you give the audience the information, and you move on. To sue over it is so over the top. All right, you've said your piece, Leslie. Like, you've made your argument that you think, you want people to believe you retired for this other reason, and it didn't have anything to do with disbarment. Okay, you've made that argument, and the people who want to believe you can believe you. To sue over it, over something this inane, because it really is. It's inane. Nobody actually called you.
This is the thing. She's not going to win. That's going to be the beautiful thing. She's not going to win anything. It's going to cost her money and good, and by the end of it, she will probably get hit with anti-slap. She is going to stay in long enough that anti-slap is going to cost her lawyer fees if any of us have to get lawyers involved, if we have to go to that level, and she's not going to enjoy it. And she's probably thinking, well, I can see, some people like to play the game where they try not to ever have to pay back because, we had a couple of lawyers talk about that, how hard it is to actually collect money. Well, what you have to have is somebody that really wants to collect that money. They're determined to collect that money. That's another thing I want. I would find a lawyer that is motivated to collect whatever I win.
Yep.
We get lawyer fees. Well, it's up to the law office to get it, of course. Well, that would be a condition of it. Sure, yes. As a condition of this, if we're going to do this, you will collect those fees, right? They're not going to make it a pain in the ass, and you're just going to.
Someone sent me this. It's a field of lips.
Oh, no.
In my Oz fever dream, and they're probably all talking with that awful California accent too.
Oh God, it's such a fake accent. You know what? I mean, I just totally think that when these people talk, they don't understand the law. That Megan Fox, her yoga. Oh my God, yoga pants. Like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, it's so hard to listen to. It hurts my brain. Ugh. These people never listened to themselves before. It's not that's something that people force on themselves. You don't have to sound like that.
Nope.
And you really do. You sound like that. Oh my God.
The vocal fry is so terrible.
It is. Whew, man.
So is that weird affectation that she has, that she does. I can't think of a word now that she said the way she says it. It's like certain O's. Yeah, Valley. It's very Valley Girl. It's not good.
She says that plaintiff never stated, nor was it ever stated that plaintiff's petition for retirement, that plaintiff was retiring to avoid disbarment. Oh my God. I didn't totally state that. And they didn't. No, you were in trouble. You decided to retire in lieu of discipline, which you yourself said.
So what does it matter if it was disbarment or suspension or... I mean, she'll never know. We'll never know because she didn't stand for the trial. We'll never
know what that would be. We
can't know. And you can't say it wasn't going to be disbarment. You don't know that. Who do you have that in writing? Did somebody at the bar send you a letter that said, well, you're definitely not going to be disbarred, but it'll be something else? Come on.
So bizarre, man. So bizarre. Oh God, this is so boring. This
it really is. It's really terrible. Aren't we done?
My point in that is, yes, I'm done with her tonight. I just, oh God. Anyway, are you hanging for a super chats? I'm going to read over.
I gotta go. Actually, Hangry is not in bed. He's doing his math homework, so I'm gonna go check on him because he needs to go to bed soon.
Okay. All right. Good to have you on.
I am not going to hit the button though.
Yes, do not hit the wrong button today.
I will not. I'm going to hit the leave studio button. I'm staying away from that. Okay, bye, chat. I'm doing leave studio now, not end stream. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, my God, the button. No, I'm just kidding. Christopher, by the way, thank you for the 5 there. I said that came in through Cash App. I got laughing about that. I'm sorry. Folks are certifiably nuts. I love you guys. I love you, brother. I appreciate it, man. We've done again. If the supers pop up from the other day where I can read them, I will go over them sometime this weekend. I know too. I know people, you work hard, you support, and it's very much appreciated. So I do not want you thinking that at all. We are human and we do mess up though. So again, apologies for that. It happens. It was kind of funny though. Now Megan, it was what was really funny about it was Megan right away, like after she did it. I hadn't looked up yet because I look up between statements when I'm pulling up notes for super chats, but I was I was looking at something else and I was talking, and then Megan pops right back in. She's like, "Oh no, I did it again! No." It's like, oh my god. She was very apologetic to everyone too. And I was like, look, stuff happened, and what's the problem there? Who cares? I mean, honestly, it's not going to hurt anything. Just move forward with it. It is a bad design, though. When you look at the stream, the joke that she put. I want you to think about this. When you go to leave, a button pops up, and it pops up relatively close to where everything is, and here, let me show you this. One of the things, see, normally a guest can't end your stream. You get used to that as well. But with Megan, I give her control to be able to do, we've had health problems and stuff, or if I have connection problems, there's somebody that can control everything. So you have this button here, like where she's put the tape over, the joke there, there's a big red button that says in stream. Now, typically, you don't have that as a guest, but again, where we co-host like that, we can turn each other's streams off. And I have come close to hitting it myself. Like when your minder times out, sometimes you have to click where you don't know where the mouse is. I've gotten in the habit. You can hear me move the mouse across and slide it to the other end because I've almost hit the button clicking the mouse once before. But you do. All you have to do is hit the button and bam, it's done. It's crazy. There should be it should be a little harder effort to end things, than just tap and it's over. Because you can accidentally double click and bam, it's over. So all joking aside, it's very easy to do. Way too easy, really. And you don't exit when you're the person that is in charge of stream. Typically, like I say, you can't do that to somebody that you're on another stream with. So the only time you see that is when you're a host. Well, as a host, you never leave your own stream. So when you're leaving, it's an automatic reflex to hit that button. If it's there, like in your brain, you think, I got to end the stream. So that's how that happens. I've come very close to doing it, but it was pretty funny there. But like I said, apologies. If it's come up, I will read them this weekend. There are filings, by the way. Randy has got a brand new filing. Props to Max Lab for sending over the Lisa filing from Fed 2. We need to go over that for sure. But we also have new filing by Randy. That is actually pretty good. It's a response one. We've actually got Fed 1 rolling again, and you can look at the responses for that. So I think that'll be enjoyable going over 2L1's. They got denied for something. This is funny too. So they got denied access to the e-filing system. They got shot down, and when they got shot down, their whole answer to things is, actually, I put that in. I knew I was going to get denied, but I wanted to do it. So I could say what I wanted to say anyway. So are you admitting, first of all, that you filed something with the intent to bias the court with things that a filing's not about? Are you guys flagrantly admitting that? That's pretty fucked up. But on top of it, the whole excuse of, actually, I knew that would be, are you kidding me? Come on. People need to stop doing that. I mean, you're not a fucking lawyer. You're not good at filing. If you want to pretend to be a lawyer, I mean, that's your prerogative. But my God, like the only person you're lying to with that is yourself. I hate how they lie to people. They'll lie to you, or they'll lie to, and they'll tell us like they somehow know what they're doing. And you know, they don't know what the hell they're doing. If they did, they would take this stuff seriously. Oh, Lord. Anyway, Lori, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships there. Thank you, Lori. That is much appreciated. Kick that off to you there. Thank you. Green Veggie Bees, drop that 2 for thank you. There is not a statement, but that is its own statement. Thank you, Green Veggie Beast. And Lori, by the way, appreciate you. Always here. Thank you. You too, Green Veggie Beast. Appreciate y'all. You know, I get every now and then I look through all the names of folks, and I'm like, man, you know what? This has been a crazy ride, and I appreciate you folks. Max Lab, what's up, brother? I hope you were having a good one too. You know, thank you there. We have a Fallen Hero, dropped a gifted membership. Thank you, Fallen Hero. That is much appreciated as well. Donna, thanks for the 5. Wow, been on a contact on a cruise. That was wild. Missed it all. Oh, yeah, it's gotten very, very crazy. I don't know where you left off at, but yeah, you have the Legally Lips saga has been nuts. What's really crazy is, again, she's filing all of this stuff, playing this victim narrative, when in reality, it's a bunch of BS. It is. It is a bunch of BS. She has filed something because she has gotten butthurt. It's wild. Meanwhile, like I said, she has gone out of her way to ask people to roast her. You know, if you all miss this, by the way, I do think that this is important to note within all of this. She did ask people to roast her. So she posted under her hot lips thing. Again, she can't say that lips is so insulting when you freaking name your channel over it. But she tagged in myself and Hales, whom she's suing the time, and is like, hey, since everyone is having such a fun time roasting me, and you clearly can see I can hold my own with content creation, I challenge each of you boys to create a video by Friday, the ultimate roast. Now we'll do the same against you, and we can have everyone vote on the best content. Because I must say, your content is boring me. I'm hungry for good content, LOL. I mean, she's selling you straight up. You can't claim harassment while at the same time being like, roast me. And those videos, that's what I was talking about with the videos that she also put up. I mean, that's nuts. She is inciting the very thing that she is calling harassment. That gets you in trouble with that will. But she has put up videos that, again, I can't pull up the video where she puts my face on it, because the video on there, again, it looks very much like a threat. It looks just crazy and wild. But the ones that, one second, the other ones that she put up again, you know, Jeremy in the suit, J-Hip in the suit, and you can see, oh, she's hungry for good content, boys. So it's part of that, you know, you see all of that. She puts those up, and then, and there's more of them. I mean, there's a bunch of these. But she adds in pictures of, here, check this out. You can actually see her statements on it too. She's taking some of this stuff down, by the way. But you can see it there. You know, boys, I'm hungry for entertaining content. So far, your content is mundane and boring. What shall I eat today? A cherry or a boy? And you see, like, she keeps putting Hale's face on all this kind of shit. But she's, quote unquote, being harassed. That's nuts, isn't it? Oh, man. Buck Naked, thanks for the 5. I'm morally bankrupt, socially deficient, physically decrepit, and mentally broken. I demand a harmless law. Indeed. hear that. It is fascinating to hear somebody scream pretty much that, right? Emma, thanks for the 5 there. As someone who suffers from sometimes debilitating mental illness, I hate it when people use it as an excuse to get away with like, yes, indeed. Mental illness is no joke. It is sad to watch people suffer from it. What disgusts me, though, is people that they know better. And you have these people, it's not just lips. Okay, let me make this clear. All of these other whack jobs that are surrounding this person, and they're promoting this insanity. You know, they want it. They want to point this person out there and have them harass. Any kind of claim that this person has problems with mental health and, you know, there's damage being done. Well, that's on them, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, I agree. You know, mental illness, it is tragic. It's sad. It's something that we need to have empathy for. I've spent a lot of time in my life trying to help out people with that because, again, it's not like a physical ailment. You know, people can see if you have a broken bone, but if you have a broken mind, people don't see it clearly sometimes. They, you know, depending on how bad it is. But it's just as bad, if not worse. You know, like some, at least physical ailments, people open the door for you or whatever, but that, so I understand but that's no excuse to harass and destroy lives. In fact, people will just make up the fact that they have something to get them out of problems. I mean, again, she wants to use the ADA and to say, well, I'm disabled, therefore the Americans with Disability Act, it shields me from any type of criticism. What? Are you kidding me? You were a lawyer and you think that? Holy God, man. No wonder there's so many 1 out of 5s. Jeez. Man, Janice. But yeah, that's a good point, Emma. Janice, thanks for the 10. Even my paranoid schizophrenic mother-in-law knew right from wrong. Yes, she was diagnosed by a psychiatrist, was on antidepressant medication since her late 20s. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's where you get down to it. Some of the stuff we have found out, we haven't even started covering this stuff that's come out. And the problem with that, again, we've seen the lawsuit she's thrown at her own family. Imagine that. Imagine what people have had to deal with for it. So, I mean, the families of people, they do suffer, you know, with mental illness. But unfortunately, there is this line. And it's almost like being held hostage. That's not a way to live. You know, so, that noise, man. Navy vet, but I hear you there for sure. Navy vet left broken things for 5. So does Lips think she can commit heinous acts, claim mental issues, say ADA exempt? She's off her meds. Yes, she says actually you can sue because you say, well, she's off her meds. Well, you know what? The behavior we've been seeing, it seems like that. Very much so. I cannot believe that she will sue. Like she's talking about, again, unmasking Shizzy. She makes videos taunting him about doxing. While she's talking to the police, saying that he's threatening and doing all this. I'm scared. And while, again, she buys shizzywiznut.com and she redirects it to her own websites. And it's nuts. This behavior, obviously, she's doing this stuff. That is lawfare. We've talked about it with a vexatious litigation, with people that file lawsuits just to harass people. That's what you see there. 1 second, I gotta mute. All right. It is something though, isn't it? Jay, what's up, 2012? What's up, man? Thanks for the 2. It's huge. You can't do that. Big no email. she has done some of the stuff that she's trying to pull. You know, there are people she's suing, and she writes them dozens and dozens of times throughout the day. You know that? Just mass spams them throughout the day. It's so bizarre. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff she's done, man. 2012, you were right, brother. Double Karma, thanks for the 5. They've been mean Tug, aka Armin. Yeah. Ari Lips. Well, she's definitely got a fixation on you. She's been fixated. The person I'm talking about being doxxed, though, no, I'm not talking about you. She targeted the level of it was just awful. What's been awful too is they'll dig up pictures of people. They'll do anything they can to do harm. What they want to do, again, part of the plan for people come out here. It's not just thin skinned. They try to, when you have harassers for hire too, what these people will try to do is they will try to take a person like a Jeremy Hales, and they will try to make it so costly that people won't want to support them. So they will dox, they will threaten, they will harass. And we saw that through other people. We've seen that. And now, again, it's wild to me, though. Ray did a video talking about, well, people that are mentally ill, we need to forgive them and stuff. I mean, again, talking about the folks, they know that she is not right. And they are still encouraging it. That is abuse, ladies and gentlemen, too. If you know that somebody, if you see this behavior and you continue to promote it, despite the fact that you know somebody's in it, these are horrible human beings. Because they're telling you they know and they don't care. God, it's nuts. No, I hate what's for Ania, though, man. This is the first person that Lips decided to point at, decided to go after. And it has not relented. You just ignore her, man. You know, you can point out, like if you want to, here's what I say, I would give some advice to any of you folks out there. They are not a reflection of you. What they do is a reflection of them. So never personalize any of the ugliness that somebody points at you, any of the vitriol or the nastiness. That is just a reflection of their incapacity to be decent, moral human beings. Just, I'm not saying ignore them, but never let them get to you. If you're having communication, like I see people arguing with anonymous accounts. Some of them you know are her, by the way, anonymous George Brown indeed. But there's no point in that. You know, if there's a point you want to put out, fine. But these people are also, you know, the only time that she got attention, she wanted attention too. She sued people though. You know, first she started with, she put out press releases. Like what fascinates me as well is that you have people like Paint Chips being like, people took the bait. Are you telling me you hung her out there like bait? Is that was the plan? Kidding me? But the plan was always to go after Jeremy Hales. They made it clear. They were like, oh, we'll drop everybody except him. And then no, we won't. But flooding the docket, I mean, that's nuts, man. But yeah, there's been somebody else that was doxxed. I can't, again, I'm careful about that because I don't want to cause them more problems. It was so nasty. I saw it happen. It was because they were being criticized. And the criticism there, what was being pointed out was 100% legit criticism. Like, that's the thing. And they tell you over and over that criticism, that's protective. You are not obligated to nicety. You don't have to be nice to your fellow human being. Okay. That's a thing that people get twisted. There is no requirement under law that says you have to be a nice person to someone. If you want to be good, that's fine, but you don't have to be. And they want to pretend that because they get some mild criticism, that they're like, okay, well, here's some life ruination bullshit. That's a tactic I've seen so many times. And the problem with that is when people decide that they will do harm to others, then, you know, you can call them out for it. Like Shizzy, again, Shizzy pointed out 100% that he wasn't going to take it. He wasn't going to let them target him and his family without. He will definitely respond. He will take everything that she has done. He will unmask it all. She will have to stare back at her reflection, and everyone will see it. And she didn't like that. You don't like that. But she puts together threats. Again, she puts a filing in yesterday. And then today she puts out videos taunting him. It's freaking bizarre, man. But Bob, thanks for the 10 there. Shara surprised me. On her reply on her Facebook page, she's defended and felt empathy for Stark's story. Ongoing hospital before deposition. Yeah, thought it was unknowingly drug into the case. Yeah. I mean, you know, some people do feel like that. You know, 100%. I could see where she's coming from. My problem is this. I don't feel empathy for a person that wouldn't feel it for me. If they would have been able to snake their hand in like any of our pockets. They threaten, you know, Bruce's messages, first of all, that we saw that Shara showcased, said, like Larry, for example, it didn't matter what Larry did. They're going to sue him anyway, right? Do you think Stark would have felt any empathy? Of course not. He'd have been happy. He'd have taken vacations on Larry's dime. So screw that guy. You know? Here's the thing. You know, he definitely got that back end deal. But as far as Shara's concerned, like Shara, if you notice her statements when she talks about people, you could see how she could be manipulated because she is concerned for folks. You know, you can see how she was pulled into this mess because, like, with the kid was perfect bait for her. Same thing, Stark, you know, she wants to see something good in these people. The problem is that, you know, maybe I've done this too long too. Maybe I've got that point where people, you know, they call it quote unquote black pilling, where you're just like, no. But I don't feel anything for them. Not at all. They wouldn't for me. They care about it. They don't. So why should I? But yeah, I mean, she does. And props to her, you know. It's good that you have people that will feel like that, I think. Just J-Hip, what's up? Thanks for the 5. My head says Lips is ADA protected for being stupid, but my heart tells me she's an idiot. Indeed. Also, Jay, thanks for the additional 5. She's ruined my entire family. Ray's not talking to me at all anymore. Oh no, my entire family is broken by Lips and Doritos. I know. Ray Hip. What's up with Ray Hip will no longer talk to J Hip. I bet Ray Hip was really upset about being pulled into the lawsuit. That's so sad. Yes, if you didn't know, see, Jay. I mean, think about this standard first. Ray was in, Jay wasn't. Then Jay was at it, Ray taken out. Then I'm talking about Ray Hip. Okay. Then Jay was removed and Ray Hip was brought back in. Then Jay's back in and Ray Hip is out again. Oh, it's so bizarre. Yeah, I could see like Ray Hip would be very upset about this stuff. Also, Jay, thanks for additional 5 here. I'm not a lawyer like Lips Lickman, but Do we get airstrikes as well? I can't believe we're going to prison. No, save your airstrike, man. Save it. Save it. Maybe it'll get you out of prison. Yeah, they were talking about filing for an I tell you, a bunch of idiots. Hey, Suze, thanks for the bomb there. Hey, Tuck and Megan, some breadsticks. Thank you. I appreciate you, my friend. Oh, it's so funny. Janice, thanks for the 10. Do you think the Q Ann's people are Liv's best friends and then they get their tin foil hat? Crazy woman. I feel like sometimes I really am dealing with sovereign citizen. Like that's about the same level of court crazy. So I mean, just to say, the mess. What's up? Thanks for the 2 there. Hale's case equips you to deal with Leslie. Yeah, well, again, she's done enough in this that it's going to cause her problems. Like she's going to have a real problem defending what she's done here. And to pretend that like cases don't exist, to pretend that she retired and disciplinary action, like she doesn't want you. That's the kicker there. Remember, she's latched onto the word disbarment, but she also sued over failed lawyer. She sued, so she's not just suing over that word. Because like I said, I've never used the word disbarment. You know, it's something that I have to, again, I'm not saying that there's something wrong with saying that, but that's not something that I've ever actually stated. You were allowed to have that opinion looking at what was happening. But it's not something that I myself have stated. But everybody apparently has stated that. Everyone. You know, including a bunch of anonymous people she has yet to serve. But she is suing over being called a failed lawyer too. Okay. Well, you didn't retire because you aged down. Why in lieu of discipline? So, craziness. Lori, thanks for the 20 breadsticks and a Fredo fun. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think this weekend I'm gonna take the kids and go somewhere. I've got doctor stuff on the. Finally, I got a freaking doctor day. This stuff has been insane. I'm going to vent for just a second, by the way. So, I had a procedure. I've looked and saw what the problem was going on, right? After that, usually you have a follow-up from a hospital when you have procedures. No follow-up from the doctor's office. Like, what the fuck? So I called. All of the specialists with heart, this is how it's been. Just with all of them, by the way. All of them. You would think like that would matter because this stuff could be, life-threatening, but no, they've all been this way. So finally, we get a hold of them on a Friday, and they said they're going to tell the doctor that, of course, she said, I need med adjustment. This should help out, blah, blah, blah. So they said, yeah. Well, since you're having problems, we'll deliver this message. We'll get right back to you Friday. They didn't call back Friday. Huh. Well, leave a message Monday. Tuesday, they call back. And they say on Tuesday that they did not deliver the message because the doctor was so booked up. So they lied. They also, by the way, this stuff happened. Now, normally I could understand this. All right. But I could not get a hold of any of these people to call me back for almost 2 months before before my procedure. I went from, I need something to, I waited 2 months before they finally get around to, you're talking about involving the insurer and everything. I mean, it's just fucking nuts. Complaining to the hospitals. It's specialists, man. It wasn't like I was scheduled 2 months out. It was like, oops. And then they said the reason they did it, oh, well, we had some staff turnover. Sorry, our bad. So after that, if you deal with it. So finally they come back Tuesday and they're like, yeah, we would already schedule you, but you turned down the scheduling when you called Friday. It's like, no, you didn't say anything about scheduling it on Friday. What are you talking about? You're supposed to call me back. And it's like, this has gotten to the point that I feel like I need to complain to somebody over here. There has to be, I do not like having that, but this is crazy because how many people, if we were talking about, if it were more life threatening, I'd be dead, like this tells me I would be dead. And they were like, well, if you do that, then you could just work scheduling out with whomever you talk to. It's like, are you threatening retaliation if I talk to somebody? What's up with this? So it's been a pretty nasty road. I figure I'll talk all about it. I think I'm going to post about it or something. But I want my doctor appointment first so I can get my meds I need. But it's crazy. Oh, it is. I'm wondering how many people are just left in the lurch and left to die. Oh, craziness. Stargasm, thank you for my rant time. I just need to rant about that for a minute. Appreciate it. Stargasm, thank you for the 5 giftos. Much appreciated too. Stargasm, by the way, I'm glad to see like you and Jay or you guys all do a very entertaining show. And I'm glad to see everything that's going on with it. Again, what really irritates me with the lip thing too, like all joking aside, Jay went out on a limb to try to be empathetic with her. He did. He tried. He communicated with her because he thought she was mentally ill, which she's noted that she is, but he was like, okay. And he tried to find some common ground in that. But unfortunately, what that means is that she does fucking videos making fun of him and all this other craziness, but she expects him never to respond. And she makes threats. Like she removed him from a lawsuit, but then she's stating, I've got 2 years to add you back. She wants to dangle that over him forever. And it's like, this is bullshit, forget that. It's just a serious, and I guess he sees it now because it's been so nasty. But I mean, he tried, and he got shit for it too, a lot. So I feel really bad for him and those guys, period, because I think doing this long enough, you run into people like that a lot. But I do remember when I first started doing YouTube and dealing with these type of folks. I mean, these are extreme cases, even for that. But dealing with other folks, you tried to find common ground. And I learned over time, there is no common ground. Crazy has no common ground. There isn't, Even if you were off your rocker too, you still wouldn't be able to find common ground. So. Cynic, thanks for the 2. Confirm, Doug's real name is Rupert Grant. Oh no, you found out. You know my real name. That's funny. I love it. Okay, the cat lady, thanks for the 2. Can she be charged with perjury for lying court docs? Well, it'd be fascinating to bring up how many. We're not talking about 1 or 2 whoopsies. We're talking about omitting entire sections of her timeline, lying about when things happen. I mean, just flagrantly lying. Like, again, she lied about like the Ho Dunk Hillbilly bullshit. She lied about when that started, just flagrantly, and told people that she swears to the timeline. Like she shopped it around on multiple channels, trying to damage and be a victim. Meanwhile, again, it's all lies. And the people that she's shopping it with know this. You know how you know it? Go look through their community posts. They used them like Twitter. These mofos were pretending not to know who that was, but she admits in her filing that she was mailing them videos. They were doing promotion for her. And she was doing it in exchange. She put out press releases for these people. Now, they don't note that part, but you see this quid pro quo bullshit that they were pulling. She's admitted to it. She's noted, I was mailing them this stuff. I sent it to Bob. I was like, wait a minute. These are all people that were pushing your fucking videos. People that are alleged to be in a conspiracy to try to destroy someone's life. Are you telling me that they were conspiring with somebody? Holy shit. That's wild. That's really wild. But let's see. I have no faith in the court system to do anything. I do have faith in the idea of strong anti-slap, though. Her jurisdiction is also garbage, where she tries to pull this. Her idea of a conspiracy, her whole case is predicated on this notion that there's some kind of subscriber conspiracy. But like I said, if you look at what I was covering before this, it's been a huge downturn in numbers. But, I'm not complaining about that. I picked this. I could go cover like Lively or something else. I could have covered Karen Reed as it came up if I were just wanting to chase numbers. But I think there's more to stuff than just that. But she puts in that, again, somehow Hale's covering that. There's some crazy subscriber conspiracy. It's so bizarre, because she doesn't do any homework. She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. Yeah, she's like, okay, well, this channel has just started out. This channel just wait a minute. I've been around for a while, and I can pull some big numbers just depending on what's there. 30,000 ain't shit. You can pull those numbers easily, depending on what you cover. You cover a big case, but you have to go, man. They wouldn't know though, because unless she's been riding Jeremy Hale's coattails, she was getting single-digit views. Then suddenly she starts getting some exposure. All she had to do was join up with the craziest people ever. DJ Radis thinks the day. Meg, Tug, Shiz, Just Jay. Yeah, it's a new song. I will have to check it out, my friend. I appreciate it too. Well, she hates DJ Radis too. She also tagged in DJ Radis, told him to roast her. So when she's complaining in her litigation that DJ Radis is making songs about her and stuff, she told him to do it. She knows what kind of material he makes. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? The stuff where she was complaining about sausage lips, that post, that's in there. She told him to do that. She was like, roast me, boys. And he did. He roasted you. And now she's like, oh, it's in litigation. What the fuck, man? So crazy. And Janice thinks of the 20 there. No bug lug raid tonight. Well, we had to get the bug raid for a minute there. Let's this is for them, for crafts, lip gloss, ice cream, etc. Wait, Bug showed up. Yay. Yep. You summoned her. You absolutely did. Oh, she's so funny. She is such a she's I'm surprised she's not down here trying to sleep. She likes to come down here because I'll stay up and I'll look at and see what's going on. I'll wind down from everything. I try to put a little bit of gap between me and everything there. I don't want to dream about this stupidity. I don't want that to be the only thing on my mind. So I'll watch something, and just sit for a minute and unwind. And she likes to come down here. She wants to sit with Dad, watch TV. So I'm surprised she's not down here doing that right now. Andre, thanks for the 2 there. Hey, Tug and Megan, been taking crazy to a whole new level. Indeed. Indeed. It is something. And, a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers deal with stuff like this, but they don't show it to you. You don't see it. You typically, a lot of this stuff, it happens behind the scenes. That's the thing that people don't tell you about platforms, and you're just supposed to deal with stuff that if this happened to you in your real life, police would be involved and more. But because you're online, it's somehow it just comes with the territory. It's freaking insane, man. Lori, thanks for the 10 there. Merry math indeed. I love it. Merry math. I like it there. Real right. Thanks for the 2. Lips has genius QI. Indeed. Her QI is amazing. It's amazeballs. It's so funny. I love it. Pool, thanks for the spill the beans, Megan. We wanted to know what Racket said. Yeah, we should have. I needed to ask her. I forgot all about that. I'll see if I can get an answer for her. We'll talk about that later on. Rozilla, thanks for the 2. Tug and Megan should do a reading of Banner in the Wall. Indeed. We should, right? We should have done a live action reading of Mice and Men, of the George thing. You know, I could have pulled that up. We could have done Lenny and George. Yeah. I could have been like, well, it's 10 acres, you know, got a little windmill, got a little shack on it, and a chicken run, got a kitchen, orchard, cherries, apples, peaches, cots, nuts, few berries. I am actually quoting that, by the way. I do know a bit of Mice and Men off the top of my head. Oh, my God. You know, the whole, tell me about the house, George. Oh, Lord. Lenny's all like, and rabbits. I take care of them. Tell how I do that, George. Oh, Lord. That would have been fun. Anyway, I'm sorry. Rewrite, thanks for the 5. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Frederico's. Oh, no, the song. They were shining there for you, for liberty. Oh, my God, I could hear it in my head. No, stop that. I don't need that in my brain. That's funny. Sassy, what's up, Sassy Mama? Thank you for the membership. Thank you, welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. That's much appreciated. Thank you. Just me. Thank you for the 10 there. Lips needs to eat some liver. She's pale AF. I wonder, somebody said that she looked like the final boss of a Hot Topics clearance rack. I don't remember who you were that said that. Somebody over on that posted group said it. But when they said that, I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. You look like the final boss of a Hot Topics clearance rack. Like, I can see it. You know, when she was wearing all that. She also, it was funny, she put up this, again, you know, she tries to put up these thirst videos, thirst trapping. She put up, she was like, people tell me to dress up like Supergirl, so I totally did. And she had a Power Girl outfit on, you know, the one with the cleavage window in the middle. It's like, people didn't ask you to dress up like that. First of all, who was asking you to dress up, period? You know, unless we're talking about those other videos. Oh my God. Well, we'll get to that one day too. We'll get to that. What's up, by the way? Just totally random, by the way. But what's up with people in dog collars and stuff? Why are there so many of these folks like congregated into this small mass? And that's totally a random statement. I'm telling you. Oh man, we have found some bizarre things we haven't even gotten to yet. Oh Lord, you are not going to believe some of this stuff. Next Rumble exclusive. Let's see if Megalodon is what she wants to cover with it. But I wonder if she's a vampire. But then I realized she can be a vampire because she can get close enough to mine. Her lips are getting away. Yeah, she's decided to talk about lips. So remember, you can't talk about stuff. She can talk about divorce. She can go after somebody's divorce file, but you can't. You can't. You know. Aussie Wombat. Thank you for that super sticker too. What's up, Wombat? I love that. I love that freaking avatar. Aussie Wombat was like, "Hey, let's make one." I was like, "Heck yeah! I love your stuff, Aussie." So I'm glad you did that. I'm glad that you reached out. Appreciate that. You know, when I think Australia, now I think Wombat. On Flashcast, when Raging Rhino's on there, I'm going to ask him about wombats one day. Gay the cat lady. Thanks for the do. Pay attention to me. Stop talking about me. Yeah, that's how it goes, isn't it? me. But only the way I want you to talk about me. Oh, I got a kid ready to come in. Hey, girl. What you doing, baby? Be careful. That wasn't here. Come up here. Sit with me for a second. You gotta be careful, man.
I really felt because my other leg went the wrong way.
I know you slipped. You know,
Slipping always happens.
it does, man. You gotta watch yourself, right?
Yeah.
Well, we also the shoes are in the way a little bit too.
Yeah,
you know?
both of the shoes. I think I tripped on one of the shoes.
Oh, you think so? My shoes are gigantic, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're huge.
I'm
Yeah.
tiny.
Yeah. Well, my
But-
shoes are size 14 male, so they're
What?
pretty big. Yeah, they're big.
What the world?
I know. We could put your shoe inside of it, my shoe easily, and then put more shoes in there, right?
And then there will be a shoe again.
Yeah, you'd be shoe rain, right?
Yeah, so it'll go be shoe, 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 shoe,
Yeah.
shoe, 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 shoe.
Look at all the
Shoes.
hearts, by the way.
Aw,
That's
pink
very
is my
nice. Huh?
favorite color.
Yeah.
But my first favorite color, you know.
Yeah. Well, I know what your first favorite color is. Everybody knows you love yellow. But pink-
Yeah, my
Yeah.
favorite color, yellow hearts.
yeah, but you love those yellow hearts. I know. I gotta get a drink of water. So-
You always have to be healthy. Mom, I got water for myself.
That's good. It's good you're drinking water, you know?
Healthy.
Yeah. You know?
I was drinking a lot of chocolate milk, like a lot. And
Is that what you did at Gigi's, drinking chocolate milk?
yeah,
Of course.
I'm
Of
gonna
course.
scream into the mic this time.
Yeah, it's good. We don't want to scream into the mic, do we?
Yay.
We don't want to hurt people's ears, do we?
Yeah. Every time I sing, they say,
You think what? I gotta take a med, baby. Phew. This catches up with me sometimes, you know? Yeah. Whoa, don't fall off me now.
I'm
You
not.
said, yeah, just hold yourself up for a minute. okay?
I got hair in my mouth.
Yeah, just hold yourself on this.
It
chair
was
for a
my
second.
hair that got into my mouth while I was talking.
That's okay. I have to take this med, okay? Just give me 1 second.
You feel me moving?
Yeah, I feel you moving. That's why I thought you were falling. Yeah.
Sometimes when you move on people decide you're falling.
Well, I didn't know you were holding on to the rail, the side, you know?
Hold that to the side.
She's sitting on my lap and she started shifting back and forth. I didn't know she was holding on to the hand guard. Yeah, somebody sent you $20, by the way.
$20.
Yeah, they did. They sent it earlier when you were down here. Yeah.
I only have a hole in my pants, but that's okay because it's sleeping pants.
You got a hole in them. What? Let me see.
Right here.
Oh, man. That's a tiny one, though. We can get
Yeah.
you some new pants.
I need new drama pants.
Yeah. All right. Well, you need to go upstairs for a little bit. Let me finish my super chats and then we can. You can come back down here in about 5 minutes. Okay. I'll be
Can I
done.
watch Coraline?
No, we're not watching Coraline again tonight. No. We'll watch something though. Okay. You can play tablet or something. You can come down here. Okay.
My pet's dead.
But you have to go upstairs for a few more minutes. Okay.
Okay.
I'll be done in a few. Love you.
Just tell Mom you would do it. I'll just push it because I know I do get mad like her.
Yeah. Is that what I'm doing? I tell everybody that this is just an impression that I was doing. Yes, that wasn't you. That was an impression. Yeah, of course. Yes, my little one was not here. It was just an impression. Right. Yeah. That was all. I love that. That's so cute. All right. Go upstairs. Love you. All right, Noreen, thanks for the fun there. Check your email. I sent a pic. You're awesome. I'll check it out for sure. I'll check them out after all of that. Thank you, too. Double Karma, thanks for the 5. No, the shizzy info from that. The shizzy thing really irritates me. And that's the intent. The thing is, though, they think that they can die. Again, you have these people over here that do this kind of stuff. And they think that there will be no repercussion. They think that people are just supposed to sit on their hands idly while they dox. And they're all, you know which ones of them hate shizzy. And they've made it clear they want to dox. That's fine. They want to hire fucking PIs. Cool. I'll hire a PI. I got the money. I'll hire a PI. How's that sound? I'll fundraise a PI. How do you like that? I mean, they threatened to do that. They threatened to hire a private investigator to go after Shizzy. I mean, is that what they want? They want a PI digging into all of them. They want a PI to find out exactly where to serve. I mean, maybe that should have happened before now. Then I mean, I don't know. That's nuts, though. If they want to do that, and again, these are some nasty people. That's the problem when you trip into these nests of vipers. You know, they will do awful things. So you can only do it once, though. You can only dox you one time. Like I said, on the other side of it, it is survivable. They will harass you. They'll harass you, but they'll try after a while. Like again, like the lips thing about throwing my name in there. That's them thinking that me not using my name is because my name isn't out there for some reason. They all do. Every harasser piece of shit thinks that they're the first to do something like this, and the problem for them is that they're not. And it doesn't. The first person that does it, they do cause you some discomfort. They do. But by the time these people come up, like I said, they should listen to other folks that complain about, about people like myself. He bothered me for over a year. He's so mean. All right. Yeah, well, you harass you. That's what happens. So bug off. Crazy people. Oh, Cynic, thanks for the 2. I'm annoyed. I didn't think to get Shizzy domain. No, you're good. You're good. Not getting it. What's crazy, man, is she did it while suing him, though. She wants to play the victim. You know, the whole redirect thing, it can be funny. Again, you know, that's something I personally, you know, they're just stealing a page from people that are better than them. You know, the thing is, though, she's doing it while she's suing and pretending she's a victim. So that doesn't work, you know. But yeah, I mean, it happens, man. It does for sure, brother. No, thanks for the 2 there. It's hard to feel sorry. They knew. Thank you, Tug. Yeah, indeed. You're right. You're 100% right. And Cynic, thanks for the 58 months. Man, that's a long time, brother. You know, it's a long time. Good God. You rolling up on the big years. It really is, man. God, almost 5 years, man. If you want to go somewhere in nature, Short Springs Natural, yeah, down in Tullahoma. It's one of my favorite hikes in Tennessee. Machine Falls there. Yeah, I've been all over Tennessee, going, you know, to different places that there's some beautiful areas. You know, there's a place that's between if you've never been there, look up Dayton, Tennessee. Like, look up that area, especially in the summer. They have like fishing tournaments out there. Now, unfortunately, there's nowhere to really stay there because it's a small town. But if you look at those areas, like their town is cradled in the nest of like little mountain areas. I actually had a house out there I rented way back. You know, I was working at a mental health place. It's actually the place that they doxed back when. So I'll note Dayton, Tennessee, but it had a driveway that was less of a driveway and more like I felt like I was going to be launched into space because I had to drive, you know, it's such a vertical incline when I went up through there, but it was a beautiful place. Lovely. Yeah, I'll check that out too, though. Thank you, brother. Hey, Zeus, thanks for the 2. Check your email. Let me see if anything's come in that's needing to be added tonight. You know, check that out there. Yeah. Hey, that's cool. I'll have to look through all that. Yeah, suing the bar. That's so funny. She's like, I'm suing the bar. Oh my God. It's so funny. She lets this stuff, stay around forever. We'll go over all that one day too. Thank you too, Jesus. Appreciate it. All right, I got to redirect though. I do. So tell Shizzy, Tug Ray, Tug Sinja, I'm gonna come over there too. And we will be back tomorrow. All right, see ya.